It's the score of The Room.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah. We are here, and if you can see it, we are here in the NAI studios.
Yes, the first time we're doing this show from the NAI studios.
Yeah, so we decided to that the Twitch experiment went so well.
I loved it.
For NAI Pod.
I was watching.
That we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it here.
And it's easy for you. Just come downstairs.
I just have to come downstairs. So I'm not opposed to it, is basically all that I'm saying.
And the internet works, so I'm not opposed to it.
Right. And I think it's just, it's a little bit closer than the studio from where you are. So I think there's positives all the way around.
Solid 15 minutes closer.
If you have no idea, this is That Movie Show.
That Movie Show.
Here on NAI Pop.
Yes.
And we are That Movie Show, and we are streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube
Live,
and Twitch.
So first time on Twitch.
First time on Twitch. Ooh, I remember my first time on Twitch.
You know, it's gentle, it's inviting, it's comfortable.
Yeah,
and I'm still hearing something in my ears.
Yeah, that was was
that Tommy, Johnny?
No, that was actually
Mark?
That was us.
Danny?
I had the volume up on my laptop, and I heard the stream. It was very weird.
It was good. At least we know it's working.
Yeah, at least we know it's working.
That's the important
We've had
thing.
the problem. We've had that problem.
And I got to say, well done, Bill, on getting the score there.
Yeah, Bill's very good at what he does.
My pleasure.
We actually have a producer. We're not doing this on our own.
You know, this is the other reason I'm very agreeable to this, because I don't have to do 15 things at once.
Yeah, right. We just get to focus on the show.
Just get to talk.
In studio is Bill Neville, as always.
Hello, Bill.
What's up, gentlemen?
How are you? How was everything since we
last talked? We did Last Jedi on. Well, technically, it dropped on the 1st, as the kids say.
Yeah, right.
But we recorded it before I went to Florida and Disney and enjoyed myself. Let me just get off the bat and say, winter fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Oh my god!
Did you notice the great plow job that we have?
I'm not getting my car out. I might be staying tonight.
Yeah, that's okay. We got a couple couches.
I tried to get into the spot. And Bill was nice enough to tell me where to park. And I was pulling in. I'm like, let me just correct it. Threw it into reverse. Vroom. All right, I guess I'm parking here.
Yeah, I guess I'm here.
I guess I'm here. We'll see what happens when I try to leave.
Yeah, the worst part is that we live on the end of a dead-end street.
Right.
The NAI studios are on the end of a dead-end street. And sometimes the city of Quincy just doesn't plow the street.
They forget about us.
And so, fortunately, they did. They cleared out a beautiful chunk of the street, and it was beautiful. And then some idiot this morning just pushed a bunch of snow from God knows where into the corner of our dead-end street and blocked like half the street.
Awesome.
And it's just like, what idiot? What? Oh, you're such an... Oh, God, I wanted to slash tires.
Then Liam and I were trying to get out to Chili's earlier,
Yeah.
and we couldn't even get past my car.
Yeah,
the snow was so far into the street.
Yeah, we had to
So
get
not getting
out.
home tonight.
We had to get out, get shovels, and shovel half of it away just so we could get out.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
There was a good spot for me. There was looked like it was dug out.
Yeah.
I was in Boston yesterday. That was one of the issues. I'm like, okay, so this is easy. No real traffic. Nobody's really ventured out yet.
Right.
But I'm looking around like, shit, where am I going to park? These cars are still completely snowed in.
Right.
Turn on Exeter, one perfect spot. I'm like, there, mine.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
And
So
this is
all
also a bit of a
involved.
culture shock because you spent Christmas in Disney World.
I did.
Oh, God, I'm so jealous.
I did Disney World for the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, and I can check it off my bucket list, and I can never do it again.
So now I've been waiting so long to ask this question.
All right.
You texted me saying that people can't walk in the Magic Kingdom?
We're doing an instructional video for people to learn how to walk in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yes. That will be coming soon.
So now what is that?
Okay, so it happened, now mind you, I went to the Magic Kingdom on the 26th, the day after Christmas, thinking, okay, Christmas,
Right.
everything I looked up. I did my research, as I do when I go to Disney, did my research. And everything I researched said Christmas Day is the busiest day of the year. And it is. They closed the capacity by 12:30 that day. And, okay, so I'm going to go on the 26th. I'll do Epcot, I'll do Hollywood Studios, I'll do all the other stuff on the 25th. So I have some, they were busy, but they were expected to be busy.
Yeah.
So it was still comfortable. You could move around.
Okay.
I drank around the world very easily. Went and did all the Hollywood Studios stuff very easily. And then I go on the 26th to the Magic Kingdom. And you couldn't move.
Ugh.
You couldn't, I'm not even exaggerating. You couldn't move. It was uncomfortable.
I'm just not a fan of crowds,
Sure.
like large crowds. I'm just not a fan, mostly because that's what ends up happening. I get stuck behind some idiot that is a drifter. I call him a drifter.
Yep.
Where it's like they're not walking in a straight line.
That's one of the
They're
people.
just progressively walking left, and
There's a number of characteristics that you'll see. Types of walking.
right types of walkers.
The drifter is definitely one of them.
Yep.
And all of them can be fixed.
Right.
With one singular action.
Yes.
As you're walking, if you have to stop or you have to go a different direction, all you have to do to not piss off the rest of the people behind
Right.
you is as you're walking, turn your head. Make sure nobody's behind you.
Right.
Then you can stop
Yep.
and take a picture. Then you can break
Right.
left to the ride. Then you can go that way. But no, the fucking drifters, they just
Yep.
walk in a diagonal. They're going straight,
Right, but they're not.
but they go straight and to one side.
Right.
Okay.
and,
They're one.
They're one. The other one is the stop and watch.
Yep.
Where at any point
They abruptly hit the
they-
e-brake.
They just hit the e-brake and stop dead in
And
their
look
tracks.
at you like you're the asshole for banging into them.
Right. I think that we as a culture should make it culturally acceptable to just be able to forearm that person in the back of the head.
Look, I understand. Disney is a place with a lot of sights and a lot of sounds, and it's
Right.
huge for ADD. So everything is like, oh my god, look at that! Oh my god, look at that! I got to take a picture of that. I get it. I do it too. I
Right.
stop. I take all the pictures and all the stuff. But you know what? I have the common courtesy, the common decency as a human being to just casually glance. It's like looking in the rearview mirror of your car. If you're driving and you just break into a lane without,
right.
you're going to get killed.
Yes.
That's the type of mentality
I
you
also
have.
think
You
it-
could be killed if I have to step on you.
Yes, especially in a place like Disney World, where if you're walking down Main Street, USA,
Right.
the street is designed for people that are going.
Yes.
The sidewalk, you should walk on the sidewalk if you're going to stop and look at things. Because then that way it's like the
Yeah.
express lane, and then there's that road right in the middle where the photographers are.
Yep.
And you can pull into the middle and you can stop there too. So yeah, basically it goes
Get
stop
ready.
and watch,
The
express lane,
revolution
stop and
is
watch,
here.
express lane, stop and watch.
It's
And the
time.
middle's nice because they have the train track right there in the middle.
Right, and-
So it's like it's awkward to even walk there. So that's an easy spot if you want to pull to the middle, take your pictures of the castle.
Right.
I get it.
Yep.
I
And-
do it.
Yep, and that's the thing is that you shouldn't stop in basically where the cars. If you're a car, you've decided that if you're in the middle of the road, then you've decided I am making a beeline
Yes.
towards the wheel, and then we'll spoke out from there.
Exactly.
So
The hub, please.
the hub,
Please.
yeah.
I will say that they did a very nice job of the hub, actually, because last time I was there last January, it was still kind of under construction, but now it's like it's nice. It's almost like
open.
it's a sitting area. You can casually
lot of
watch the
nice
shows
stuff.
and stuff, and there's a few extra castle turrets coming through
Yes.
into the middle of Main Street there. But yeah, it was very visually. I mean, it was Disney, so it was awesome.
Yeah, of course.
But let me put it into perspective. Anybody that's been to Disney, you'll know what I mean by capacity and how many people were actually there. The People Mover had an hour line.
Jesus.
That's
Yeah.
absurd.
There was someone, now, if you've been to Disney, you know this geographically. There was someone standing over by the Carousel of Progress with a sign that had the People Mover logo on it with line starts here.
That's insane.
People Mover historically is a people eater. You just, it's continuous. So you just go up the escalator, you get on, you're never waiting in a line. So we got off of, got out of Carousel of Progress, and I'm like, you're watching the app the whole time. It's like everything's at least an hour to 2 hours. Anything good is 3 hours long.
Oh, God.
I'm like, I want to do one more thing before we just bail on this whole experiment.
Yeah, right. Because you want to make it feel worth it.
You want to feel like you went to Disney. You know,
Right.
and we already knocked out our three fast passes, and trying to get another one was just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, let's just do the People Mover. It's right there. You just go up the escalator, and literally, it was like that scene in A Christmas Story where he's going to meet Santa.
Okay.
So we walk up to the escalator and literally get turned around by a guy going, yeah, the line ends here. See that guy over there with the sign? It starts back there. I'm like, we're leaving.
Brutal.
We're done. I'm like, I can't justify going on this ride and waiting an hour to do
Right.
it.
No, thank you.
So it gave us time to do stuff that I haven't done since I was a kid, like I did Hall of Presidents.
Okay.
I saw the new Trump robot.
It's weird looking, huh?
Yeah, it's odd looking. To me, it was like the movie before. There's a 20-minute movie.
Oh, jeez.
And it was awesome.
Really?
It was fucking epic. It was like, it made you like, I am American. This is
good.
awesome.
Good.
And the theater, it's not 360, but it's like whatever 180. So it's
Yeah,
like
there you go.
there we go. I was.
Is it kind of like the theater that's at the hall at Patriot Place? Like that has like the really, really wide screen?
Like literally it's half.
Yeah.
Half the
Okay,
theater.
so it's kind of like Omni.
Kind of, but like it's long and thin.
Okay.
So like they show you the long battle scenes, you know,
cool.
and they're interchanging with, you know, news clippings and this happened with this president and this, and I'm like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
This is epic. This is awesome. And they have about midway through, the curtain rises and the Lincoln robot stands out of its chair. I'm like, they can stand? God, we are like a month away from Terminator on this one.
Skynet's real.
But again, he's sitting there and he's talking, and it's awesome, it's epic, and all of a sudden the curtain raises and all the presidents are there. And Washington stands up, and it doesn't really look like Washington, but whatever. He talks and he does his thing, and then they start highlighting. They're announcing each president, and they're highlighting them, and okay, and we can all see.
Yeah, we're eventually getting to Trump.
We all see what's going to happen, and I get to the end, and I will say this: 2 presidents got applause.
Okay.
Obama's was bigger.
Okay.
Obama got the bigger pop.
Oh wow.
And but I will say this: when they announced Trump, while he did get a smaller ovation than Obama, there wasn't what I expected. Like
you were expecting a cavalcade of boos.
Yeah, I expected it to just rain. People were respectful enough.
Good, because at the end of the day, we gotta have some civility.
Seriously, you can't be that insane that you're booing a robot. At Disney World.
Right. It's unfortunate because I will say this
I will say this. It was the Hall of Presidents where I met the 2 worst people in the face of humanity.
Oh, really?
Yep, and they're going to be part of our instructional video on how to walk, or not even walk, but how to move around, because they were in scooters, rascals, if you will.
That is my least favorite thing in Disney World.
But they were not immobile people.
Yeah,
they were doing it out of sheer laziness because they. Okay, so here's what happened. We're walking in. And the 2 of them are in front of us. It's obviously like a grandmother and a granddaughter, because the older woman was grandmother age, the other one was like in her 20s.
Okay.
Which is really infuriating when you're like passing that down to the next generation.
Right.
So, especially if there's no crippling anything, and I'll get to how I know there's not. So we're walking in, and they're ahead of us, and they're just kind of doing the scooting. Seem like they're having a problem.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're just going to go around you.
Right.
We're literally walking into a waiting area for 20 minutes. It's not like there's like, we're going to cut you in line.
Yeah.
So we take a step and we start to walk, and all of a sudden, hey. And I'm like, they can't be talking to. I turn around and she literally, the older one, literally goes, I go ahead of you. I look down and I'm like, I'm sorry? I deserve to go ahead of you. I literally deserve came out of her mouth.
Oh,
and I stepped aside, I go, enjoy yourself. And she goes in. Because at this moment, I'm still trying, like,
yeah, you're holding on to the happy.
This is the one place where I'm like, I'm not a cynical bastard.
Right.
You know, I rarely curse down in Disney, which, if you've watched the show for the last 5 minutes, is not, you know,
not how
that's
that
how
happens.
I speak. But it's just, I put myself in a Disney mindset, if you will.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not going to let her ruin it. I'm not going to let her. I understand. It's busy. It's Christmas. I'm just going to step to the side.
You're talking to yourself.
I'm just like a psychopath, like muttering, like, I'm not going to choke this bitch right now. So she goes in. And again, I still, you know, she could have something wrong with her. Okay. The other one, come on. Right. I'm eyeballing. Nah, nothing wrong with it, but whatever. So we get in. And we're walking around the little lobby area, the waiting area, and there's all kinds of cool knickknacks, presidential knickknacks. All of a sudden, I see the 2 women who were just bitching that they need to go first to get into the waiting area.
Right.
Which is standing next to us looking at the same shit. So they parked their scooters, and they're walking around.
Yeah. I hate that.
Then she starts complaining because she needs to be first into the theater when the theater opens up. Jumps back on her scooter. I'm going first. I'm like, we're going to the other side of the room because I'm not going to let them ruin this for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like, I haven't been to the Hall of Presidents since I was a kid because it's one of those things you just don't do. You know, it's like you're in Disney. It's a 23-minute thing that it's like,
thank you.
Been there, done that. You know, I've seen it. I've whatever. But because you literally can't get into anything else, you do it. So I'm like, I'm not going to let her ruin it any more than it already is. You know, I'm already not on Space Mountain right now. You know,
I am glad that they at least got they at least had the wherewithal to add a private shuttle bus for people in those scooters.
I didn't see that.
Oh,
they were jumping on our bus.
Oh, really? When we went, they had an extra bus that ran around. Maybe because it was so busy,
they might, but no. They were still doing the standard. You know, we had 3 of them on a couple trips. Yeah,
that's the worst.
It's the waiting as they load in, but even worse than the 8 family members that load in with them.
Right.
It's like, well, I guess I'm standing. I mean, not to be that much of a dick, but after you've been walking for. Forever. Excuse me, I walked 20 miles today. What the fuck did you do?
Oh no,
I deserve to get on first.
It's not the people. It's not the people that legitimately have some sort of issue.
And here's the difference: those people are in wheelchairs,
right?
And they have their customized wheelchairs. You can tell,
right?
They're not sitting there on a Orlando rental rascal,
right?
With a sunshade and 6 of their kids piggybacking on the back of it.
Yeah.
No.
Ugh. It's awful. That's the thing that I hate the most. But before you left for Disney, you sat me down and watched a hot piece of garbage.
Oh, I did. We watched a disaster, if you will.
Well, before you left, you sat me down to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes, we did.
So I decided this week, first week back, first show of 2018. Well, technically second.
Yes.
But the first show we are doing in 2018.
Correct.
I sat you down to watch The Room. And for those of you who have no idea,
you did.
How did you feel about that?
Well, if any of you follow me on Twitter, if you don't, you should at Mike Wendt.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right down there-ish. And I was live tweeting it because it got to a point. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. And normally I have such ADD. Like I got the laptop here, the phone is here, and I'm barely watching stuff. And I'm like, all right, I've never seen it.
You gotta sit down.
Gotta talk about it. So I'm going to watch it, and it's become such a polarizing movie because of the disaster artist and all the retro popularity I guess it has had.
Yeah. So the cult following that it already has.
Exactly. And it's something that I guess I had heard of. I just never bothered seeking it out.
Right.
Because I'm like, it's labeled the worst movie ever made.
Right.
The Citizen Kane of bad movies. And I'm an Ed Wood fan. I dig shitty movies, for the sake of shittiness. But it never, and again, it's not readily available.
No.
Like here's something that I feel whoever is, I don't know if it's coming from the provider's side of thing or the filmmaker's side of things, but how a Amazon Netflix streaming service hasn't bought the rights to this right now.
Yeah, it's
like
insane.
I did okay. Here's the thing. I was like, I'm going to legitimately try to find this. That's always the first step.
Right.
Go to Netflix. No, nothing. Go to Amazon. Nothing. I go into my Xfinity remote. I just say The Room. Apparently, there's a TV show called The Room that I never knew existed. Right. Couldn't even buy it on demand. Yep. Okay, nothing. All right. Here comes the corners of the internet that we search. The Room streaming free.
Yep.
Found a perfect version on YouTube, full movie. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna sit down. I tried.
Yep.
I tried, but and literally like the first 3 links is you cannot legally watch this online.
Yeah.
Why? Especially now with all the buzz the movie has.
It's insane.
You cannot legally watch it online. You can't buy it.
Right.
You can't watch it on demand.
Nothing, nowhere. Because I don't think you can even. I think you have to purchase it on DVD.
You can buy a Blu-ray or a DVD.
Yeah,
those you can do. And I will say this: I'm going to throw a shout out to Fathom Events, who I absolutely love. They're a company that brings classic movies back to theater for 1 or 2 night runs, and they do it monthly. So there's always a classic movie each month.
Great.
And next Wednesday.
Yes.
And it's not just a Boston thing; it's national.
Well, that's the thing. The Fathom events are national. So
there's 600 theaters at this particular one.
Yeah. And next Wednesday at 8 p.m., The Room is going into theaters.
Yes.
Which, great. But we had to talk about it this week, so okay, I'm going to find it on YouTube.
Right.
For example of what kind of things they do, next Thursday, Goodfellas.
Yes.
Okay.
Which we should go to.
I'm going. There's one in Revere. I'm going to see it.
Yeah, Thursday?
Thursday night, yeah.
Okay.
Barring any other plans.
Let's talk about it.
Pencil it in.
Yeah, pencil it in, because I'd like to go see. I like Goodfellas a lot.
So you can't legally view it, which
Right.
hilarious. The movie cost reportedly $6 million. It's made reportedly $1,800. Why this guy isn't selling it left, right, and center? Every streaming service would have a piece of me.
Oh yeah,
every single one. But whatever, he's an odd dude. Tommy Wiseau.
Wiseau, yeah.
Woosa. I got a woosa before we start talking about this one. I need fucking more than a water to drink right now.
I know. Huh?
But yeah, so I sit down and right off the bat, the fact that Tommy Wiseau has eight personal credits in the opening credits.
Yeah.
Now, I come from the film school of thought, where a lot of what I've done is inspired by like Robert Rodriguez. I love his story, and watching his movies. He always, unless there was someone else involved, like if it was something he did, so he was always his own cinematographer. He was always his own editor, director, writer.
Yeah, he would just do everything.
One credit at the end, and he always kind of did it cool. Like it was always like shot, chopped, and cut by, or something like that. You know what I mean? So he would put them all. Written, directed, edited.
That's why Tarantino does a film by Tarantino. He doesn't do write, directed.
Right.
And so, yeah.
But you put it on one credit.
Yep.
Okay. Unless, like I said, if it's like, oh, you're also a producer, but there's 6 other people with it.
Yeah.
Your name is on a list.
Right.
No. Written, Tommy Wiseau. Directed, Tommy Wiseau. Produced, Tommy Wiseau. Wiseau Films. Wiseau International. How many? There was 3 production companies with his name, but they're all one. Right. It was just different logos.
So this goes into, Tommy is a very, very interesting fellow. I think that you figured that out. The thing that I always use to describe the Tommy Wiseau and The Room is this is what would happen if a space alien tried to make a Tennessee Williams play. Right. Because that's how this movie feels. This movie doesn't feel like a movie.
No.
It feels like a play where people are constantly entering and exiting, and they don't really have a reason to stay, so they find a reason to leave.
Right.
It's a classic stage thing. And if you understand classic theater, I guess, you'll look at it and you'll be like, I get what you're doing. You don't understand film. You barely understand theater.
You barely understand the English language.
And you barely understand the English language. So Tommy Wiseau is apparently from Louisiana. That's where he tells people he is from.
Okay, his Wikipedia says Poland, I think.
I think that somebody else put that in there, but he claims maybe he's come off of it in recent years, but he claims to be from Louisiana.
Fair enough.
And he got into a car accident, and that's why he speaks the way he speaks.
No, that's not.
No, that's not true.
No.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it explains his fucking face.
Yeah, but nothing else.
Looking like, early Jedi fucking Mark Hamill there, like he fell off a motorcycle.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Or was that Empire? He had a fucked up face, yeah.
Yeah, they had to add the Wampa to...
right, just to explain it.
Yeah.
But no, that's not... A car accident doesn't give you...
Polish accent.
A Polish accent.
An Eastern European...
That's what I was trying to get at.
Eastern European accent. The movie was... Apparently the budget of the movie was $6 million.
Yep.
That Tommy claims he got by selling leather jackets at a boutique.
No. Selling pleather jackets.
Oh, pleather jackets, yes.
Not even actual leather. He was selling bootleg leather jackets.
Yes.
And somehow amassed $6 million. I think there's a run on pleather right now.
Yeah, there has to be. So, let's get into this.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Like I said, $6 million off of pleather jackets, and the reported box office is $1,800.
Yeah, he spent money to actually keep it in theaters longer so that he could submit it to the Academy Awards.
Apparently, he also spent money to keep a billboard in Los Angeles for 5 years.
Forever, yeah. It was in there forever. So, The Room...
To say he's an odd dude is to put it lightly.
We're gonna go in and talk about the movie. But
dissect the fuck out of this one.
This has become the Rocky Horror Picture Show for the new millennium.
Wow, you just insulted the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
But that's
but I get it.
That's what is happening.
Thanks to we should always put an asterisk on the popularity of this and
Right.
say thanks to James Franco.
No, because this has been big for a while. I've been to a midnight screening, somewhere around 2008, 2009.
Okay.
So this movie came out in 2003.
But now people seeking it out.
But now people are seeking it out more than ever. So the real, this has always been like a cult thing. Like in the truest sense of the word, this is a cult movie.
Okay.
But it feels a lot like going to Rocky Horror at midnight where you bring spoons, because I don't know if you noticed it.
No, I did.
But there are spoons that are just in picture frames in everywhere. So
that was when I had to Google what the fuck is with the spoons. And apparently when they were dressing the set, they just went to like a Caldors or a Sears or something
Bed
and
Bath
bought a bunch of frames. And like the line in The Burbs, the great line from The Burbs, when he literally looks at the picture and he goes, "Oh, that's a beautiful girl." He goes, "It came with the frame."
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Right.
They just bought a bunch of frames, but they bought them off the same shelf, and they all had spoons in them. And they just didn't change the picture.
No.
How hard would it have been to take a picture of fucking Tommy Wiseau and the chick?
Yeah, and put it in there. So there's that. They yell things at the screen. I mean, obviously, it's
like dialogue and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's heavily inspired.
Oh, hi, Mark. I'm sure that was yelled a bunch.
Yeah. It's definitely inspired by Rocky Horror. I think they kind of set the template, and we move from there. But so
now here's the thing I saw during my half-ass research.
Nice.
It was. He's claiming now it's a black comedy.
Yeah,
it's not.
No.
There is every intention of this being as dramatic. Like you can tell when he was making it, he wanted it to be a hardcore, dramatic relationship.
He wanted it to be a Tennessee Williams play.
Coming of age.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Yeah, I mean, I posted on Twitter, it's like the highs and lows that, I mean, they're like this, literally.
Oh, yeah.
They are coming at a rapid pace. It's like
rapid fire.
You cannot be happy for 2 seconds without being sad, and you can't be sad for 2 seconds without being happy. It's like one of the, and I'm sure we'll get through all of the different scenes, but there's one where I believe they're on the roof, and it's definitely Johnny, and I want to say Mark is the one talking to him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Mark's telling a story about a woman being beat. Which kind of brings you down. All of a sudden you cut to Johnny's. It's like, wow, dude, that's inappropriate all over the place.
Why was that even funny?
Why are we laughing here? Of course, the revelation that I'm guessing it's Lisa's mom, the old woman.
Yes.
Who kept wandering into scenes.
Yes.
Yeah, and had breast cancer and was going to die.
She's just sitting down casually. She's like, "Oh yeah, test results came back. I got cancer." And Lisa just kind of sits there.
Yeah. I don't want to be with Johnny anymore.
Cool. It's all about you, I guess.
Yeah, right. So let's get into this.
Like, I only thought Tom Hanks could make cancer funny, but nope.
Nope. Robin Williams did an okay job.
Yeah, Patch Adams was pretty good.
He did okay.
He did an okay job.
Okay.
So
AIDS, I was thinking of. Philadelphia, I was thinking of.
I think the best way to
Hilarious
do
Tom
this
Hanks.
is I'm going to act as if we know what's going on, and we're going to break down this movie.
All right.
So we're introduced to Johnny.
Yes.
Who works at a bank. We don't know what bank.
Now, see, this was a revelation. I just looked down at the Wikipedia when I sat down here tonight, and I'm like, oh, he was a banker. So that's his job.
Yeah.
To me, it was never clearly explained enough.
No.
So it was always that elusive job. I didn't know what the hell he did.
Yeah. He references...
I didn't even know. I didn't know if he worked in a restaurant, if he was a pirate. I didn't know.
Yeah. Or a pleather salesman.
Apparently a pleather salesman is very lucrative.
Yeah. So he is a successful banker. And he has...
Clearly, he buys roses every day.
Yeah. He has a fiancée named Lisa.
Yes. That we established in the opening scene.
That we established. And so he loves her more than everything. Also, how weird is it that they never say the word fiancé in this movie?
Future wife.
Future wife, future
it's
husband.
Very Borat-y.
Yeah,
you're my future wife.
You're my future wife. So he is basically... this great guy that gives her all sorts of things. They immediately have sex.
Yeah, yes.
Well,
no. Hang on. Let's pump the brakes there a minute, because we're introduced to what I believe to be her son, Denny.
Yeah.
Is it Denny or Danny?
Yeah. Denny.
Denny. Okay. So while he's giving her this beautiful new red dress that I just bought with my monies.
Because I'm just a great guy, and I thought of you and bought this dress.
Johnny is a beautiful human being.
Yeah.
And he gives her this red dress. She goes upstairs, tries it on. Oh, very nice. She looks good in it. And all of a sudden, in walks, the Kramer of the group, Denny.
Yeah,
so he just busts right in.
There's no locks on this apartment.
No, there is none. And this kind of confuses me through a bunch of it because he does just casually walk right in and immediately, you look very pretty. Doesn't use a name.
No.
He just says, you look very pretty in that dress. Something a son would say to his mother who just got a new dress. Okay, so I'm like, that's her kid. He's a little old, but casting is a little fucked up in this movie anyway. So, okay, that's her kid, and Johnny is like the future stepdad. So, okay. Yeah. Then they're like, we're going to go upstairs. You got homework to do. Things parents would say.
Yeah.
When they're going to go bang, give the kid some homework, we're going to go upstairs. Because it was clear what the hell we were getting to.
Oh, yeah, they're just trying to bone.
This scene was not subtle at all. So they go upstairs and immediately bust into a pillow fight, as you do, which then turns into a tickle.
Also, when are we getting that shirt made? As you do.
As you do? Oh, we're going to have to. We got this. I am not used to music on this show. Thank you, Bill. So they're in the middle of a pillow fight, as you do, which turns into a tickle fight, which is then joined by Denny. So we have which again could, parents, and the kid climbs in the bed and he's having fun with the parents. I get it to this point.
Yeah, right.
Then, Johnny's like, hey, don't you have things to do? Maybe homework or some shit, or two's a crowd, or three's a crowd.
Three's a crowd.
Basically saying, I'm going to fuck this broad. Get out of here. And this is where it starts.
Yep.
Denny, without missing a beat, stares dead-eyed at her and goes, I like to watch you guys. All right. Well,
at what point
still could be a weird family.
At what point?
Because he asks him, he tells him to go do his homework.
Right.
That's the whole point of why I'm like, okay, this is her kid.
Yeah.
As weird and creepy of a kid it is.
But we find out later.
There is Kentucky in the world.
It's closer to being his kid.
Closer, yeah, actually it is. So Denny is like, okay, I guess I'll just watch you, through the crack in the window over there.
Yeah, or something.
You guys, you get to it. So Denny takes off, and yes, about minutes into the movie, I guess it's going to be one of those types of movies. Now, how Cinemax hasn't bought this fucking thing, I have no idea.
Right.
Because the rate of sex in the first 20 minutes of this movie is right up their alley.
Right.
It's like you get them in, you have them jerk off, and then nobody cares about the rest of the movie.
Right.
Because they're all passed out.
Yes, you're right. Weird thing,
this isn't a type of jerk-off movie. It's really not.
No, because you find out that Tommy doesn't understand the female anatomy, and he's just having sex with her belly button.
You mean the belly button is not the way to a woman's G-spot?
Yes, no, I'm sorry. And this is the best song.
Did you actually download the score from fucking...
Just a quick search, I found
Holy shit, good job
Bill's
on you,
very
Bill.
good at what he does.
Well done, sir.
That's the thing. He was going to be upstairs watching football, so I was like, no, come downstairs, help with this show. Yeah. You're going to make it far better than I would.
Only Tennessee, come on.
Yeah.
So, yes, he's banging away at her belly button.
Right.
There's just... What I really focused on was the
fact that the record skips.
Well, there is that. The filmmaker side of me was like, wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But just watching, I'm like, why are the rose petals sticking to her back like that?
It looks like she has a disease.
It looked just bad. I'm like, I don't know.
And then the shot through the window pane, but the water...
Where it's raining?
Yes, it's pouring.
Yeah.
It's literally pouring. Somebody's dumping a bucket of water over a pane of glass on that one.
Yeah.
But that made me like, okay, this is kind of like another terrible movie that just broke into a sex scene all of a sudden. Monsters Ball.
Oh, yeah.
The only 2 minutes of the movie worth watching, but it was shot very much like that. If you remember Monsters Ball,
that's the one where Halle Berry gets naked, right?
Oh, she just gets railed by Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, gross.
Oh, completely pounded for like literally 2.5 long, awkward fuck minutes. And it's shot, parts of it, like the cutaways, when they're not just graphically showing Billy Bob railing her from behind, they're showing it through bird cages.
Oh, weird.
So it's like you just see the birds fluttering and just like them like out of focus fucking in the back. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, great.
I'm like, wow, so now I know what happened to that cinematographer. Okay.
Yeah, he did this movie.
He went on to this.
So then after that sex scene, Johnny has to leave.
Yes, of course he does.
He does. And then we're introduced to Mark.
Now, was this the one where he casually stood up and did the Mel Gibson walk away with my ass hanging out?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
the Lethal Weapon 2 ass shot?
Yeah, the Lethal Weapon 2 gratuitous ass shot.
The walk across the room while you clench your butt. I will say this. I will say this about Johnny: the man works out.
Yeah.
Fantastic shape and a great head of hair.
From the chin down and the eyebrows up.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Fantastic mane of hair.
Yeah.
As someone who used to have really long hair, I am jealous of that man.
Yeah, he's got very nice hair.
A lot of leave-in conditioner.
So, yeah, a lot of it. So he leaves, and we're introduced to Mark.
Yes,
who
we
is
are.
Johnny's best friend.
Which he repeats many
multiple times. And what we find
who doesn't have an accent, which is nice.
What is weird about this whole situation is that Lisa and Mark just start boning.
Yeah, we're introduced to Mark saying he's his best friend and immediately going right at it.
Right. And so I don't know whether or not...
I don't think he knows what best friend means.
No, I don't think... Your tweet was great.
Yeah.
Where it's from the Princess Bride. I don't think you understand what that word means.
Yeah, you keep using this word, but I don't think you know what it means.
Right.
No, he doesn't know what best friend means.
And it's insane because we have no actual context as
the
to...
character development is ludicrous.
Right, but it's how long have they been boning?
Oh, you mean space of time? Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like how long have they been boning?
Oh, no, she's raw by the end of the 20 minutes of this.
Well, no, I'm not even necessarily talking about that, but I'm talking about the fact that we're going to. Is this the first time they've had sex? Are they consistently fucking?
You mean Mark?
Mark and Lisa.
Oh my god, it's my favorite movie! Oh my god, it's my favorite movie!
So I don't know whether or not...
they've clearly done this before because you saw how willing and casual he was to just kind of take his shirt off. Like, I love how they all remove clothing like toddlers.
See, I don't know if they've been together before because, as we all know from watching The Room, everybody owes Lisa one. So I think this is just the one that he owed her. Because I don't know what Lisa did. I'm pretty sure that what happened was they were all on a bus, and Lisa saved the bus. And so everybody owes Lisa one because her dialogue is consistent. See, the thing is this is a collection where everybody has about 16 unique words.
Yeah, right.
And some of Lisa's are, you owe me one, right? And that's what's repeated over and over and over again. That's why I think, which I also believe this is a movie where the cast members, not the characters, but the cast themselves, are a collection of former things that made wishes to be new things. I believe that Tommy Wiseau was a crocodile that made a wish to become a vampire, and it was granted successfully. I believe that Mark is a mannequin that Tommy fell in love with, and that power of love made him an actor, because that's why he is rigid and stiff as a board. And so he shows up, and he's like, what's going on? And then the famous line, because again, he shows up and he goes, what music? And there's no music.
Yeah.
What candles? There's no candles.
Yeah. Right.
What sexy dress?
So
and she's just wearing regular
Are
clothes.
you saying to me that this is just a sequel to the Twilight Zone movie?
Maybe, but I
think
definitely...
it's more a sequel to Mannequin 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
I definitely
Electric
think, and again, trying to get your mind into this guy's headspace is impossible in and not somewhere you want to go if you could.
Without serious drugs or alcohol.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
it's like that movie with Jennifer Lopez.
See, but he
where she
doesn't
goes into
drink. But when he does drink, he drinks scotchka and then doesn't hit women, but it ruins the relationship anyway.
Right.
What the fuck was that cocktail?
Scotchka.
She literally brought down 2 glasses of scotch and dumped vodka.
Yeah,
What
scotchka.
Scotchka.
Not
It's
a good way to ease someone who
Scotch-
doesn't drink
into
into
that.
drinking.
Right, and not
like,
only
I don't
then-
even drink that.
But then it's classic, really, really ridiculously drunk because she's got a tie on her head.
oh
Right.
yeah, wackiness
But the
ensues.
funniest thing is that she set him up to get so drunk that he either hit her or they did something so aggressive she could trick people into that.
So,
And then
what
it's just,
what she's saying is that he got so drunk that he hit her.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that never happened.
But we needed to do one of two things. We needed to either establish that they were having passionate sex and he bumped her head or something so
Right.
she could be like, you hit me. Or
She didn't even
well,
Mark
so-
Wahlberg
right,
herself.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Or,
Because that's
or
what
she
she
needed
did.
to get him blackout so he didn't remember. He's like, oh my God, did I? But he's too damn certain he didn't.
Yeah, right.
And then there's no scene in the movie where she starts telling people. People just know.
right, because
She tells the mom, and she's like, I don't even believe you, nor do I care.
she needed to punch herself in the head or
Right,
something.
right. Throw yourself downstairs. Hit a door.
Right,
Jesus
because
Christ.
she didn't commit to the bit.
No.
But like she goes to her own mother and goes, she goes, Johnny hit me. She's like, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
And then she's like,
You're a fucking liar.
She's like, yes, he did. And she goes, it doesn't matter. You're an idiot, Lisa. You can never afford to live
Marry
here
him
on your
anyway.
own.
You're a whore.
You-
Nobody's going to marry you.
You can never
Right.
afford to live here on your own, yet alone support Denny, which I don't know why you're doing, but you do anyway. And then there was no scene in the movie where Lisa like tells other people.
No, they all just know.
She doesn't even tell Johnny that she's telling people. He just shows up on the roof one day and is like, this bitch.
Yes, he busted up on the roof having complete knowledge of her plan without ever knowing her plan.
Right.
I think who
the fuck was he talking to?
And this is not exaggeration. Like, this is not like one of those like hyperbole things where it's like, I've seen that movie a million times. I have seen The Room bare bones minimum 50 times. It's my favorite movie. There's been a time where my friends Derek and Jess and I, we watched the movie, we went out, we got drunk, we came home, we watched it again.
We're probably going to watch it after this.
I would right now if you wanted to. Anytime.
This really should have been a live commentary.
It is my favorite movie ever, and I do believe they had yet to have sex. I think we see their first meet up because I think the implication is.
Are you saying Mark and Lisa?
Right.
Yeah,
I think
they're supposed to be the first time. So
that's their first meet up, and they don't even ease into it. It's just like raise your hands like a toddler. I'm gonna take your shirt off.
The real reason.
That's also the goofy blowjob guy.
We'll get there.
Goofy blowjob guy. Literally, she goes hands up.
Yeah,
like
right.
She'll just suck off an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Her and Mark. I
remember my first blowjob.
Chocolate is the international symbol of love. Don't you know?
That's the worst fucking thing ever. Okay,
awful.
So there was 3 things, and I told you this off air, but there was 3 things I said throughout this movie. Every scene, I said these 3 things, guaranteed.
Yes.
What the fuck is happening?
Yep.
What the fuck did he say?
Yep.
And who the fuck is that?
Yes.
Well, the best is
every scene.
Well, you know who this movie's soul is, though? Is Claudette.
Yes.
Because she'll just sit there and go, how many people come in and out of this room every day?
That's the old lady, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know the character names, too. That's fantastic.
It's my favorite movie
Lisa's
ever.
mom.
I even know the guy that walks in late and goes, what's going on?
The greatest... Who the fuck is that guy?
Even though there's 7 minutes left in this movie, his character name is Silk Shirt Steven. That's how he's credited.
Yes, that is how he's credited.
But why? He was wearing a silk shirt!
Why wasn't that Denny? Why didn't Denny come in and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, somebody of much more importance
or
needed
the
to catch her in the act.
who was just done with football and left.
Right, but if like the psychiatrist literally quit, he goes, I'm done, and he left before shooting rapid.
We might have seen him say "I quit" to camera, but mean he quit the movie.
But why not wrap up?
Now, did that happen?
Yeah, because that guy he
walked off.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah, he never was in the movie after that because, and so I think that character.
I mean, I didn't
was
think twice
replaced
about
with
it.
Silk Shirt Steve.
Correct, but at the same time, it couldn't have been directly replaced because the psychiatrist already knew they were hooking up. Hence the Mark almost murdered me on the roof scene.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
Because marijuana.
The thing that makes you violent and full of energy.
Yes.
And
superhuman strength. Right. That's not PCP. It's marijuana.
Right. That's why Cheech and Chong went on that murder spree. But because it can't just be pluck him out and replace the actor because the
psychiatrist knows.
Because he always tried to play psychologist, but he already figured it out.
They couldn't just bewitch the Darrens there?
No, because why if it was just supposed to be the psychiatrist's lines, he already knew they were hooking up.
Right,
so he wouldn't have just walked in and be like, what the hell? He knew. That should have been Denny,
who
would have been like, I thought you guys were getting married and I also wanted to bone Lisa. There's a line? You know what I mean? Like, that should have been Denny.
Yeah, Denny has a lot of unpacking to do. So far, I'm still convinced. So far in the movie, I'm still convinced he's their kid.
Well, right.
I don't know. He ate that apple pretty murdery.
Yeah, right. So I want to know where did Tom R.
Chris R.
Chris R.
The best actor in the film.
Now, is Chris R. the blowjob guy?
No, Chris R's where's my fucking money, Denny?
Okay. Yes.
My favorite
scene in the movie.
See, but my favorite part of that is the fact that there are no other Chris's in the movie, but they treat it like it's 4th grade and there's 3 Chris's.
And he has an initial.
So you have to be Chris R, that's Chris W, and that's Chris R. That's like, no.
Okay.
He just, hey, Chris R. It's like, what the fuck?
Also, you're a gangbanger. How come your name isn't like Flame?
Why was Denny playing basketball on the roof? Why was the money 5 minutes away? Why couldn't we at least see if that was even true?
What did you need the money for? How did you?
Denny, I think, bought the drugs to resell them for cash.
No,
and then
see, I disagree with all that.
Because I needed the money.
No, Denny was setting up Johnny to get shot by Chris R. because Denny wants to fuck Lisa, and he didn't know that all you have to do is ask Lisa to bang and she'll bang you.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And I didn't know that
kissing's weird. But if he said, Lisa, I want to fuck you, she would be like, cool, lift your arms, take your shirt off.
Yeah,
arms up.
I want a goofy blowjob. But the thing about that is, what I learned is that if you apprehend someone.
Yeah.
You can get them booked and in jail in what, two and a half minutes?
No, you just put them on the elevator, and it's the trust program.
Right. You just go in this weird little tin box.
The
and
police
then it's just like,
station's
don't
down the
worry,
street.
everything's good.
Right.
I took them to jail and explained, and they were like, thank you, Tommy, you're my favorite customer.
This is another episode. This is another moment in this movie where it makes me believe that this is a Tennessee Williams play, or at least an attempt at it, because that's the type of thing where characters would apprehend somebody, take them off stage, we would continue the dialogue, and then the characters would re-enter, and they'd be like, oh, the thing we left to do is done.
Right.
And so we, in a theatrical sense, are willing to let that time and space speed up.
Sure.
And so this is a movie where it doesn't work that way.
You're not my fucking mother.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that everyone just came out of the woodwork in 2 seconds flat.
Right. No gunshots were
Johnny
fired.
and Mark, all of a sudden, the mother and Lisa are up there.
They also all have a perfect grasp on what
is happening.
So
I didn't know what was happening.
So they all beeline it to Chris R, tackle him, take the gun, take him away.
It's also just little things about this perfect movie where that scene starts bad. Because if you notice, and we'll rewatch it together, right? The scene starts with the camera over
I
here.
completely caught that one.
The camera's outside of the tin box thing, and it just goes right through the tin box thing. So our establishing shot is impossible.
But you know what, though? You know that when he set up that shot, he's like, this is going to be awesome.
Right,
He loves that shot.
This be great because it's like going through 2 rooms in hotel, even though we're outside and then inside through a tin can.
Again, he had only seen sitcoms before.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And then, just the randomness where it's just like, Denny comes over and he's like, is Tommy here? Or is Johnny here? And she goes, no, but he'll be home any second. And he goes, no, I need egg and butter and sugar right the fuck now, or I have to get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I allotted 30 seconds for this butter sugar trip.
Yeah.
And if Johnny's not here right the fuck now, I just gotta go, Lisa.
And what was he
making?
Chocolate chip meth.
We never get, he never follows through on anything. The movie never follows through on anything.
It doesn't.
Denny never makes the cookies.
Nope.
Nobody resolves shit.
No.
Nobody actually. There's no consequences outside of the ending.
The best is that Mark is actively, consciously having this affair, but he's pissed at Lisa about it.
Right.
He's like, I keep fucking her, that bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's on the roof and he's just like, Lisa keeps tricking me into having sex with her. It's like, I don't know, big guy. You know what I mean?
I think he just doesn't understand what best friend means.
Right.
That's the only thing.
It's almost like the movie should have been based on blackmail, where it's like, you keep boning me or I'll tell Johnny.
There needs
and he's
to
like,
be reasons.
now what do I do? But instead he's just like, I hate it. I'm going to go over to this chick's house. I'm going to bang her again.
You know what it probably was? Football bet.
Right. She likes having sex on spiral staircases like a weirdo.
Yeah. No, well, Tommy...
It's nice that he does finally get upstairs, though.
Tommy was wronged by some woman. Tommy Wiseau was wronged by some woman.
Oh, absolutely.
Because all of the men are being manipulated by this one woman and are unwilling participants in her game.
There is a serious hatred of women.
Even the bank stole his ideas.
Yeah, right.
The only people that like him are the one at the roast shop.
Did he come up with the idea of the change program?
They use his ideas. The bank
take a penny, leave a penny.
The bank saves so much money, but they screw him over anyway. I'm fed up with this world.
Yeah. So
why?
Banks are not creative places. I don't
know.
That's a whole other thing that doesn't get paid off.
You know what we should do, you guys, is at the end of day we should count money and find out how much we have, and that way tomorrow we can make sure we have all the money.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And it's like, good job, Johnny. We're gonna steal that and fire you.
Stealing that great idea.
Right.
Oh no! It's like, well, you have an ill-fitting suit, and again, you look like the ghost of Diana Ross.
It's very weird. So then all of a sudden they're in tuxedos.
Yes.
Right, and they're not.
Are we there yet?
They're not on the way to the wedding.
Oh no, we didn't.
We haven't even got to the therapy session yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the
No.
therapy session.
We haven't, because that was another one of those. Okay, there's a psychiatrist. He's again.
Did we do the flower shop scene?
No.
So the flower shop scene.
All right, guys, we have 45 seconds. We got one take.
So here's the deal. Bill, you have the audio of the complete flower shop scene. Tommy Wiseau. So there's some context to the people that are listening to this.
Sure.
Tommy Wiseau pulls up to a flower shop to buy flowers for Lisa, who is his future wife.
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go. That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the whole.
That's the scene.
That's the whole scene.
We didn't speed it up. We didn't edit
under
it.
30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, easily. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they ran in. It's so insane that he walks in and she's just like, "How can I help you?" And he's just like, he like takes off his sunglasses.
It's like, oh, now it's you. It's
No.
like no one else looks like this.
Everyone walking around San Francisco apparently looks like a weird vampire.
There's no way that Tommy Wiseau is sunglasses away from looking like someone else you know.
Well, the
Impossible.
The thing is that nobody actually talks about it. But that character, the owner of the flower shop, is actually Margaret Lane, and that's Lois Lane's mother. And as you know, the Lane family has a tough time distinguishing people with glasses on as opposed to others.
What fucking Wikipedia are you reading?
That's not really true. He's just making a joke that if Superman can go, hey, these
If
glasses.
Clark Kent takes off glasses, becomes Superman.
Right, no, I got it.
Lois Lane,
I got it,
no
guys.
idea.
Hey, where's that big muscly reporter that's never around when Superman is? And it's just like, it can't be Clark.
He's out buying
Superman
flowers,
doesn't
obviously.
need glasses.
Yeah, Superman's not a nerd.
His laser eyes would burn his own retinas if he kept those glasses on, idiot. Don't even get me started on the little swirl in his hair.
Yeah.
Next thing you're
Clark's
going to tell
a
me Scott Hall looks like Razor Ramon, you idiot.
But yeah, it's insane to me that he then pets the dog, and then Tommy needs to have the line in, "You're my favorite customer."
of course.
Because he's the best
Person
guy.
alive.
Even
He
Lisa,
really is. He
even
is.
Lisa, who doesn't like him anymore, just goes, he takes care of Denny, and he's very nice to me. And then they go, then what's your problem, bitch? And she goes, oh, he loves me so much, it's so boring. And it's just like, Lisa, you're the fucking worst character
she is
ever
terrible.
written.
And just seems to decline so fast.
And
like
I
she
think-
goes from actually having like nice hair and stuff.
I think it's a conscious effort to make her less and less attractive. I'm
I
serious.
just figured it was a span of time it was filmed that she changed her look.
Or she just didn't care.
Yeah.
Because she went from like nice straight hair, all of a sudden she's like crimping it and is like she looks all pasty.
Right,
and
she
shit.
totally gave up on her eyebrows.
Everything.
And like I went to Greg Sestero, who plays Mark. I went to a live book reading. He wrote the book,
No shit.
the Disaster
Yeah,
Artist.
yeah,
He
yeah.
wrote the book. And the girl I was singing at the time, Nicole, and I went to the Coolidge Corner and went there. First of all, totally super duper nice guy, like crazy nice guy. And the second thing is he played, and this was like 3 years ago, so this was before we even knew they were going to make the movie, and he played videos of the cast like talking about the movie, and her name is like Juliette something, and they cut to her, and she's basically like, yeah, I saw the movie at the premiere, and never again. I don't tell anyone I'm in the movie. When people ask, I deny it. And she's basically
dumb.
like, I showed my boobs for the worst movie ever made.
A
and
lot.
She hates
A
it.
lot.
Fun fact about that movie, just because you said future wife and future husband, the word fiancé is never used in the movie.
Right.
But future wife and future husband is used like 15 times.
Right.
And the sex scene, the second sex scene between Johnny and
told me
Lisa,
that, yeah.
is a replay of the first used footage because she refused to do it again. They had her shoot the first sex scene. They had her shoot a sex scene with Mark, and she goes, there's no reason for me to do this again. And so they had to use sex scene A to fill in sex scene C.
Now she did do two with Mark though, because there was one on the stairs, and they did
In
go
the bedroom.
upstairs.
Yep, exactly.
So there was two there.
But she refused to let that crocodile vampire
She
on
did.
her again.
Now did she do? She did two with Johnny and refused a third.
No, so she did one with Johnny, two with Mark, but there's 4 scenes
opening
total.
red dress
Okay,
Denny
okay.
you can't watch sex
Right,
scene,
right.
and then there's the we got drunk make love to me sex scene, but it's the same footage. And then in between those, so like it's A and C and B and D are Greg. So she has sex with Johnny, then Mark, then Johnny, then Mark, and she recorded both with Mark, only one with Tommy, and refused to do it again.
Yeah, because he's a crocodile
Right,
person.
because he's like, your dick is on my rib cage. He's like, I know.
Doesn't it feel nice?
This is how we do it in New Orleans, where I'm from. Don't ask me any more questions.
Yeah, I got into a car accident. That's why I sound like this.
Right? I don't have a reflection.
You don't.
Yeah, no.
That's not how car
I
accidents
don't
work.
have a reflection.
I don't have reflection. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. So then, now I think we're at the psychiatrist.
Yes.
Now I think we're at
Which
the...
starts with, again, me coming in for the first time, thinking, okay, here's a psychiatrist. They're talking. All of a sudden, drinks start coming up. Okay, odd, going with it. Then his friend walks in. I'm like, what the fuck? Again, like every single scene. What the fuck is happening? Why is there friends and drinking
And not
coming
only
into
that,
a psychiatry?
But this Mark walks in the scene
Right.
and goes, guys, I'm having these girl problems, and then proceeds to complain about this guy's girlfriend he's cheating with.
Right.
And it's like, what do you think, man? It's like, first of all, like under the radar, Mark is the biggest douchebag here because at least Lisa's not asking for advice. You know what I mean? And then the best part of that is just like,
how would you handle your chick?
It's my favorite conversation in the movie because it's so crazy non sequitur, but I think based on something they did in real life. Like he walks in and he's just like doing the whole thing about like, women don't understand me, and then Mark out of nowhere goes, hey man, are you running beta breakers this year? First of all, what the fuck is beta breakers? And then he goes, I don't know if I have time, but remember last year the girl in the wedding dress, will you marry me? I almost take her up on it. She goes, and then Mark, one of my favorite lines in the whole movie, goes, the food was good, and then Johnny just goes, yeah, the barbecue chicken was delicious rice.
Yes.
And it's just like,
that was one last night watching it. I because again, what the fuck did he say? Comes right up in this scene. What? So I rewound. The barbecue chicken was delicious rice.
Yep.
And I'm like, one more time. The barbecue chicken was delicious
rice.
And then he goes, Peter.
I wish YouTube had subtitles because I would have just literally, what the fuck did he
And he just
say?
goes, Peter, are you going to do it? And he goes, I'm not doing that. And then the best chicken impression in the history of the world because he goes, cheep, 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 cheep.
Now,
well, and see now,
it's
this
not
is
the cheep, cheep, cheep. It's the end. It's the stretch run. It's the cheep, 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 cheep.
And this is another reason. This is another reason why it's proof that he is not from this country.
I don't think he's from this planet.
Yes, well, that's true.
Okay.
This is clearly an alien who watched human interaction for 1 month and then had to recreate it.
Now this was what?
For
This
a
was
school
2003,
project.
right?
Yes.
This is 2000. Okay. I didn't do the research on it, but did this come out before or after Arrested Development? Because which one stole the chicken?
This inspired Arrested Development.
So Arrested Development took this from that.
Will Arnett is one of those like Hollywood guys that like is just blown away by this movie. So the concept of having the family not be able to nail a chicken impression was
from this movie.
Was Will Arnett's idea and
Brilliant.
inspired by this film.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Love it.
That's why the family.
Absolutely
That's
love
why
it.
the family can't do a chicken impression
Love
because
it.
Will Arnett is obsessed with this movie. And Arrested Development was 2003 to 2005.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So that's what.
So
happened.
there you go.
Brilliant.
That's your answer to
That's
that.
the
Absolutely
answer.
brilliant.
The movie made $1,800,
Yep.
and he paid to keep it in theaters on his own for 2 weeks so it could qualify for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
It's good. Money well spent.
Yeah.
Pleather is really moving.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what he claims. He claims he sold $6 million worth of leather jackets. No, you fucking
Pleather.
leather jacket. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You vampire with
the
your
thing
vampire
is,
money.
Greg Sestero, the guy who plays Mark, in the Disaster Artist, he actually said that it was Tommy Wiseau's like language instructor that funded most of this movie.
Okay.
Because that person had a ton of money. And so that's where a lot of the money came from.
So now you know, independent filmmakers.
But he has a mysterious amount of money just personally.
Right.
Like Tommy Wiseau has. The movie didn't even do it justice. He has just apartments scattered throughout the country. Anytime he and Greg would like hit the road to do something, they would always stay at a place that he had available.
Right.
So he's just got these homes throughout the U.S. that he's just like, yeah, when I shop. And it's
You
just
know,
like,
one of those basements has an ice box of heads, right?
right, oh, absolutely.
Of course.
But he also
Of all the house
but
owners.
Well, this is the
but
thing.
all you need to
They're
know is
all
that this
rent-
movie cost $6 million, and he didn't go like, if it's not successful, I'm broke. He's just like, this was like a fun
thing I
weekend
wanted
he
to
had.
do.
Right, exactly.
Well, again,
Well,
that falls into not selling it to any streaming.
Right.
Like last night, I literally tried to find it legitimately.
Yeah.
So I searched on demand, Netflix, everything.
Nothing.
You cannot stream it,
Yep.
buy it, nothing, unless you buy a DVD or Blu-ray. I'm like, especially right now,
Yep.
how has he not sold it to all of them?
Right.
Oh, I'm with you.
Like he doesn't care about
Everybody
money.
wants to see this movie. How have you not...
I had to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Literally.
How have you not sold the distribution rights to Comedy Central?
Right, Chappelle. Netflix picked up the Chappelle show when they signed him to that big deal.
Yep.
Because they knew that, like, look, there's all these comedy specials coming out. It's going to make you want Dave Chappelle,
Right.
and so we're going to get it. Why wouldn't Netflix go to them, offer him a ridiculous
them.
amount of money, and just go, this movie's out. This is where only place you can see the room unless you buy the DVD, like I have.
The
'cause I'm an
fact,
idiot.
logic tells me they all have.
I-
They've
right.
all offered. They've all
right.
reached out, and he's like, no.
Well, you got to look at it like
I'm
this
only
too.
bringing
Right.
it by hand. I got my fill cans under my arm to a theater, and I will only show
Well,
it, and I'm
he's-
taking it away.
He's also very, very sad clown about this because when he made this movie, he really thought he had nailed his vision, his masterpiece, and everybody started to laugh. And what it did over time, the only thing the Disaster Artist didn't do a great job of, from what I got from the book reading with Mark, was
Or the movie.
right. There wasn't this instant acceptance when everybody started to laugh at his movie, and then everybody's like, "Come on, man! At least you made them laugh."
Him saying that he meant it would be black comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it took him a long time for him to accept people laughing at something that he thought was his life's work and passion,
and very dramatic.
So I think there's something to be said. It's just like, if you want to see this movie, you're gonna pay me to see it, because if you're gonna laugh at me, at least I'm gonna get something out of it. That's what I think.
I understand that, but
sense.
I mean, why not let everyone pay for it?
I don't have a good answer to that.
I mean, exactly.
I also think he doesn't understand the.
I mean, Jesus,
the streaming
he could have pulled a Louis C.K., put it on his own website, and charged people that way.
Yep.
Right, theroom.com. And
Theroom.com, charge people $10. I would have paid it last night.
Right.
Yep.
I would have given him $10 to watch this movie if I could have seen it online.
Yep.
Yeah.
For
You're right.
you know, paying for it.
Right.
Or
Nope.
if there was just like a one-time thing, give me $25 and you can watch this for a year.
You know what I mean?
I'd give you that $25 because I'm going to watch this movie 20 times. I'm serious. I love this movie.
It's so good.
The thing is, I've seen this movie over and over and over and over again, and every time I watch it, I have one new thing that I'm like, what the fuck? Every time. You'd think I'd run out, but
Especially
time.
in this movie.
Right, but every time you pick up a little nuance and you're just like, what was he even going for here?
You don't know.
Well, that's just it. Nothing is resolved.
Nothing.
No.
There is so many, like, it's a scene-by-scene story. Each scene tells a wildly different story. One of it is just a workout video. We're running through the park throwing a football.
Right, or the part where all of a sudden it's just like, again, the audacity of these characters, where Denny just goes on the roof. He goes, "Hey, I know you're like engaged to this chick, but I really want to bang her. She looks great in a dress, and I tried to kiss her."
Okay,
and he's just like, "Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's cool." Who is Elizabeth? Were we introduced her?
No, of course
Okay,
not.
she's just a random.
Elizabeth.
I didn't know she was at the party at the end.
No,
Yeah,
Elizabeth's
no.
the plot device where he just goes, "What about my favorite line? What about Elizabeth?" Oh, and then he just, and then he just goes, "Oh, wait a minute, you're right. I am in love with that chick. Never mind." And it's the same thing with Mark, where he's on the roof and he's just like, "I don't know, I don't understand girls," and he just goes, "What about Betty? Who the fuck is Betty?
Is Betty?
You know what I mean?"
Right.
And then
Who
even
are these people?
And then Mark's just like, "I don't know, man. Sometimes I thought she was too smart. Then she was too stupid. She was great in bed, but we had a lot of arguments." It's like, I don't even understand what happened in this relationship.
Now, is there a possibility that Mark is gay for Johnny? Because the way he treats sex and women,
There's part of it.
He's
See,
like,
I think-
he hates having sex with Lisa.
See, I think
because
Johnny-
if you're doing it enough, there's a certain point where you're like, I feel guilty, but I'm banging this chick. He hates the sexual experience with women.
Yeah,
He
I
does.
think, but I also think in the same time, both Johnny and Tommy Wiseau.
Or am I just giving him too much credit on the writing side?
Well, first of all, yes.
Yeah.
And
This
second
is
of all, I just think Johnny or Tommy Wiseau would have been like, all right, we can give it a shot. You know what I mean? And they would have fucked at least once to see how they felt about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think if Mark really wanted it, that thing would have went down.
Oh,
it's not like,
definitely.
I love my best friend, but he's not a super gay
Definitely.
guy like me.
I mean, think about how great that would have been. You toss the football around the roof a little bit, which is
That's
awesome.
so funny. Just they play football in tuxedos.
They play football
I mean,
constantly.
here's your little like your Easter egg that might have lead to your theory is that when we find spoiler alert when we find Johnny dead.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mark just kisses his eye.
Yeah, yes, right.
What is
Yes,
up with that?
right.
Like it seems like some sort of weird Sicilian thing you have to do when you find a body. You know what I mean? It's like kiss their eye or something.
It's,
you know what I mean?
it's definitely a Sicilian.
It's just like
thing.
this weird thing. Where he's
And
just
they
like,
did it in real close up where I'm just watching. I'm like, is he? He's gonna like do the thing where he closes. No, what the fuck is again? What the fuck is happening?
Right, and then Denny, because Denny never misses an opportunity to be a creepy weirdo.
Right.
Sees the body, and just goes, "Leave us!" It's like, Denny, I don't know what you're gonna do to that body, but I, in good conscience, can't just leave
keep
this
the
for you.
camera rolling.
Right, can't leave you. The police are on their way. When your dick is covered in his head blood, they're gonna think you did it. You know,
Right.
you know what I mean? They are gonna think you did it.
Okay.
Denny, that's the wrong
so-
side for a blowjob.
So hold
Yeah.
on. This is a completely unrelated note, but
Yeah, right. I miss you.
It is
I
the-
needed butter.
like, is it because he thinks that they're both evil and he's the only one that really loved
Pronouns, pal.
Tommy?
He who?
Denny?
Denny?
Denny is the only one that actually loved
I don't know.
Tommy, and the other two didn't.
I think Denny's just really
See, I don't think
one
think Denny even likes Tommy.
I think Denny's really one-dimensional and worried about the rent.
he just wants to make out
the
with
real
Lisa.
answer is they're all very one-dimensional, and Tommy's dead.
Yeah, right. Well, Tommy also paid the rent and for this kid's tuition.
Yes, he
Not to
did.
mention all the sugar and butter that I'm on my own for now.
Right.
And Lisa was not receptive to him at all.
No.
So I mean, he's out on his ass at this point.
Yeah, but Lisa was crying. Where she's like, I can't believe he's dead.
No, to Denny.
Oh, Jesus. Because and that's the other thing, too. The last scene was...
But again, kissing is gross. If Denny asked to bang her, she would have gone upstairs.
But Mark also turns it on real quick, too, at the part where they're at the party, and Lisa's like, we can have sex right here in the living room. They're outside. It's like, yeah, dollface, and they always will be. You know what I mean?
Because the windows,
Well, they'll never come back inside.
Also, where outside?
They don't need ice or anything.
That random patio balcony thing that we could possibly not have, because when you open the door...
Yeah, they were on an upstairs apartment, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, but they couldn't be, because when you open the door, the sunlight comes in. So they had to be on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you could be on the second floor of an apartment building, open the door and the sunlight to come in.
Which makes the amount of time they spent on the roof ludicrous.
Right, because if you have that
they would have gone to that cool patio.
If you have that dope patio, why are you going to the roof?
Why go to the shitty roof and sitting on fucking garbage cans?
But at the same time, they have to not be on the first floor because he throws the fucking TV out the window and it crashes to the ground.
In the alley that's nowhere near the dope patio.
Right, the underwear's alley.
The TV was the scene where I actually related to Tommy Wiseau as a filmmaker, because I still got a 32-inch fucking tube TV that I have been saving to throw on camera. The only reason it is still in my apartment is because I want to destroy it in some kind of film.
The best is the temper tantrum, and then he just gets to the dresser or drawers, and he rips out one drawer, rips out two drawers, and then just knocks it over. Because he's like, the fuck it. The whole thing go down. He knocks over the pictures of the one hits the camera
so it doesn't fall off the
Tommy, we're going to keep that? Yeah, it's good. It's got passion.
Well, that's the thing, is that I feel like the takes were chosen for this movie just based on how Tommy felt about it.
Or if we got it. I just think, did we get it?
They didn't even have to be in focus.
Right, did everybody...
Half the fucking film wasn't in focus.
Well,
did everybody literally say the words... Fantastic, we got it. Yeah. That was the standard.
Not that we just loop it.
And then there's just little things about this movie, fantastic things,
Rose,
Rose. Innocuous things. This chick is gonna order a pizza, okay? And instead of saying I live on 545 Main Street, right?
Yep.
She gives 555 1 2 3 4, right? Not the address where it's easy to make up an address. We give a 555 fucking number. But the best part is the pizza is half Canadian bacon and artichoke, half cheese, half Canadian bacon and pesto, half artichoke, light on the cheese.
There is no way an American ordered that pizza.
No.
Why is that the pizza?
That was not written by an American person.
Why couldn't you just order a large pizza, a large pepperoni to get through the scene?
If you needed an extra word pepperoni, yeah.
And then the best part is when they're sitting there drinking scotchka with the pizza she ordered, it's just cheese.
Yeah.
Because what I'm assuming is that guy went, did you just say half Canadian bacon and artichoke, and half pesto light on the cheese? I'm not making that pizza.
The best part
I'm not making it.
The pizza in the scene was probably the crew's lunch, too.
Right, exactly. And it's just a small cheese pizza. And it's just like, oh, holy shit. Why didn't you just order like a large cheese pizza?
You think of everything, Bob.
Right, yeah. Maybe I'll order pizza. I already ordered a pizza. Lisa, you think of everything.
Lisa, that wit is hilarious.
This woman was banging several guys, and then they beat her.
Yeah, right. There was I was dating this girl once. She had 12 guys. One found out, beat her up so bad she wound up in a hospital on Guerrero Street. What a story, Mark. Anyway, this is about something different.
Let's go play football in our tuxedos.
Yeah, right. Never mind. And then like little things like to Denny. They're on the fucking roof, and Denny goes, "Are we still going to the movies?" He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "What movie are we going to see?" A very reasonable question.
Yeah, very.
And then Johnny goes, "We're going to see." Don't worry about it, Denny. It might not work out.
Tommy was forgetting his own line.
Right, which you think...
That was clearly...
or he was trying to be, like, deep, where he's like, Denny, don't plan life. Just go to the movies and see what's playing. It's like, that's not what people do.
I'm guessing he forgot the line.
Yeah.
Or that too, but that's just not what people do. People don't show up and go, I hope something I want to see is playing at 3:20 because I'm here. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not how movies work.
I'm being spontaneous. Can't you start the movie now?
Right, it's okay you want to fuck my girlfriend. It's all right, Danny.
What about your girlfriend?
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, right. Well, right, again.
Come on, Danny. There's a lot of whores in the sea.
Right, I guess again, the best line in that scene. What about Elizabeth? What about Elizabeth?
Oh, jeez. So, my God. I just think it's so weird because the timeline in this movie, in and of itself, is all off. Because we're, in theory, building towards a wedding.
Correct.
And at some point, they all wear tuxedos.
Now, again, I thought they were going to their wedding.
Right, and that's what I thought too.
But she's still on the phone with like the wedding dress people be like, I got months.
Well, not only that, but like I thought in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm trying again, my fault. No one else's. I'm trying to make sense of this.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to take like
I actually did make sense of it last night.
I'm like, I'm gonna go try to take maybe they're taking rehearsal photos, and I'm like, wait, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
That's not the guys don't like
you
show up like that's not a thing.
You can go do a tuxedo fitting.
Right, but no, Mark showed up in the tux.
Right, they all showed up in the tuxes.
There was no tailor at the house.
Right. And little things. They were different tuxes.
They were.
Like Peter, the psychologist, who always tried to play psychologist, he had a vest. It was like a 3-piece tux, and the other ones didn't, and like their ties were different. And it's just like, how did this movie cost so much, but you got so much wrong? Why are Tommy's clothes so ill-fitting?
I know.
You know
what
I
mean? For a man who sells pleather jackets.
Right, you're a fashion store owner, and the movie costs so much money. Where did it go?
Yeah, right.
Just the equipment.
Cocaine, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I mean, shitload of cocaine, man.
Right, for the crew, not even for him.
Oh, God, it's a hell of a drug. Yeah, it's
okay. So
nuts.
we're throwing the football with the tuxedos,
right?
Okay,
the psychiatrist falls and quits on camera because he's never seen in
Peter.
the.
Okay,
he always liked to play psychologist.
That reminds me, the falling. The random ass.
He just tripped.
Not this scene, but the one where they buy the garbage cans.
The best one.
And was it Mark hands somebody or one
of
the guys?
It's Goofy Blowjob Guy.
Yes. Him.
And so Goofy Blowjob Guy.
He hands him a football.
No. The whole scene. You have to talk about the whole thing. So again, Tommy's just in the alley alone at first, and then here comes Goofy Blowjob Guy.
Yep.
And he's just like, Tommy, I have a little bit of a tragedy on my hands. First of all, what are use of the word tragedy? And then second of all, and then he just proceeds to tell the story. He goes, yeah. So me and my girlfriend, we were, fucking in your apartment, and
hilarious.
and then he just goes,
which
and
tells
then,
you how casual they are about it.
And then he just goes, and then Claudette walked in, and she showed everybody, and then the best line in the whole movie, the best one out of all of them. She goes, and then Claudette showed everybody me underwears.
Yes.
And then, first of all, she showed everybody. That would be him, Lisa, and the person holding them. Everybody.
Yes.
And then, Mark goes with just only an alien would write this. He goes, underwear, what's that, man? And then gives him like a bump, like if I was like, hey, man. And then he just goes tumbling into the trash can.
He got shot from a cannon.
He took a ref bump.
Right, he took
a straight up ref
Mark
bump.
had to throw an arm over his shoulder and like help him to the hospital. And then one more time for Tommy to be the best guy on earth goes, if you need anything, you just let me know. Keep getting your dick sucked on my couch. No problem. You know what I mean?
Me underwears.
And then she showed everybody me underwears. And you could tell that was a typo that actor just rode with. He's like, I read this script and nothing matters. So.
I believe that Tommy was very specific. Say the words I have written.
Say the words.
Say the words as I have written.
Hollywood movie.
And I'm guessing that when they were doing the action, that was probably a second or third take because he probably said, "Oh, that doesn't look dramatic enough. I want to crash through." And the actor is probably like, "Oh, this is fucking bullshit.
Right.
All right, let me be like Wile E. Coyote and this thing. Just
Right.
roll myself across the room
go get
as
a
joke."
Go get a couple Oscar the Grouch special trash cans, and then you have to fall into
This is
them.
one of those things where if you're just learning how to write,
yes,
and you're writing multiple characters,
that's another thing I thought. He took the first day of writing class, but that was it. Just the first day.
So me underwears.
He got the hellos and goodbyes down.
Me underwears is probably more indicative of the character, and that's how he's like, oh, they showed everyone me underwears or something, like
he's a Scottish pirate.
Yeah, sure. No, but
that was one of the jobs I thought Tommy had.
There's no consistency. There's no consistency in that character's voice.
No.
So
nor is there a reason for him to be in the movie.
Yeah, well, yes, there's that.
At all.
But it feels like
but we're so happy he is.
Tommy wrote this character, and he had a specific way that character had inflection, and he had the way he spoke.
He wrote it as he was hearing it.
And then so me underwears was probably what the character was supposed to say in terms of how this character speaks. But because everybody is written the exact same, insanity lines like that just get stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yes, and
I definitely have.
I was
breast
visioning
cancer.
as you were saying that. I was visioning them running through the field with the football scene.
Yeah,
because through the writing, they just kept repeating, "How's your day going? Fine. How's yours? How's your day going?" There was no. It was, "How's your day going? Fine. How's yours? How's your day going? Fine. How's yours? How's your day going?"
Right.
It just went on. And I'm like, 'cause I'm actually sitting there listening. I'm like, they're just repeating the same.
Well, you can
fucking
also
thing
just tell he's never
over
interacted with people. Like they're sitting at the coffee shop, and first of all, we had to watch not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 people order before the characters in the movie.
My favorite part of it, he was clearly the only one mic'd up.
Yeah.
Because the audio was so off mic. It was like, "I'll have an espresso and a blah, blah, blah."
Right.
"Hi, how you doing?"
Right. Hi, I know 4
A boom mic, dude.
Yeah.
Not a lapel mic,
They have
motherfucker.
one. They have
I
one
know that-
lapel.
And he was only one
Yeah.
mic'd up.
They
But then he
only
just
have one.
sits there and he goes, "Yeah, I have a new client at the bank." And then Mark asks a
Yep.
follow-up question,
Yep.
a reasonable one. "What client?" "Oh, come on, man. You know I can't tell you that." First of all, you probably can. Second of all, if you can't, why'd you bring it up? And then third of all, your follow-up is, "Anyway, how was
How's
your
your sex life?"
It's just, again, I think this guy observed human interaction for about a month
Right.
and then tried to recreate it.
Well, and
It'd be
that's-
like if I went to an alien planet, tried to figure out what I was looking at, and then see if I could do it too.
I'm pretty sure they just watched Three's Company over and over and over again.
Right. Well, and again,
That's how he thinks people talk to each other.
See, this is the
And people
Weird sexual innuendos
Right.
throughout the
yeah,
entire
people
thing.
just have sex on couch and leave.
Now, is
Girl,
this
obvious whore.
is this the point of the movie where Tommy has placed the tape recorder on the phone?
Oh, that's already happened.
That's already
Well,
happened.
that's after Claudette and Lisa are out shopping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walk into the house. She admits that she's cheating, and then they leave. So they were out and about on their day, popped into the house because she had to say that I'm cheating with Mark in the living room, but they had more shit to do.
Yeah, right.
So they weren't even done with their big day yet.
Yeah.
They just stopped by the house to have this part of the
Just to piss
conversation
off.
and then leave.
Again, this is because this is a play.
Yes.
This is not a movie. This is a play, and the characters would find a reason to come back in to have this conversation.
Or again, very sitcom-y.
Or very sitcom-y, to then leave, but then not realize that this person was in the bedroom the whole time. And so that's what ends up happening. Tommy hears the whole thing, but then it's supposed to be that, like, I gotcha moment.
Right. So why
at the
wouldn't he just be
coffee
like,
shop.
"Hey, bitch, what'd you just say? I just heard everything you just said. I was right over here. How can you not see me?"
Instead,
Let me go get Chris R's gun from my room, which I'm still hanging
Right,
on to, by the way.
I kept that gun for some reason.
for some reason, he attaches.
I kept it.
He already heard her
Yes.
admit
Yes.
that she's having
Right.
an affair.
So he
or
could have just
cheating.
jumped in right now.
Right, but instead he decides to put a tape recorder to the not even to the answering machine,
the phone.
phone,
Right.
which is not how tape recorders work.
Right.
Because is he just consistently swapping this
In
thing out?
theory,
No.
he
Tapes
think-
run for 6 months.
Right. He was trying
Yeah.
to come across where it's just like, how can I bug phone?
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean? And that's not how you bug a phone.
No, that's
Clearly,
not-
someone growing up in America has heard of spy tech. This guy has not.
Yeah,
There's
but-
well, that's my favorite. If you've ever been to a live screening of The Room,
Okay, no.
like a Coolidge.
I mean, the first one was last night.
First of all, you have to go.
Okay.
And you go to the Coolidge, and that's like one of the things is there's all throughout the room, like the living room that they're in, there's these frames
There's
Oh, we
of
did that.
spoons.
Yeah, we
so
did
you
the
bring
spoons thing.
plastic spoons, you throw them in the theater. But the other thing is, like, because I've been to a bunch of these midnight releases, so because the scene is so goddamn long when
Yeah.
he's fiddling with the tape recorder.
No, it's hyper reality
So
right there.
when
Yeah.
when
I
he's
just-
fiddling with it, you'll hear you gotta go because the whole audience he starts fiddling with the tape recorder. The whole audience just starts going dun 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 dun.
Holy shit, that's fantastic.
And so we just start doing the Mission Impossible thing because it takes
That's
so long to
fantastic.
do the tape recorder thing. So we all just like
That is literally an instructional video of how to hook a tape recorder up to a phone to do nothing.
right, which wouldn't work.
That's not how it works.
And
not
then
how it
that's
works.
before the birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees them dancing. He's just like, "What's going on?" It's like you know everything,
Right.
You
Well,
know
no,
everything.
What's even best is the what's going on when they're dancing comes after the fight at the party.
Yes, right.
They have a
fight.
huge fight. She goes in, starts. I'm like, okay, so I guess Tommy's fucked off or Johnny's fucked off. But no, he comes walking in. What's happening? It's
Right.
like you just figured. Like they just both like came out. Like
Right.
we're fucking.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Like they get into that fight and he pushes him and then he just goes, "Oh wait, I'm sorry, Mark,"
Yeah.
and then wants to get over it. It's just like you said. Everything either wraps up way too conveniently and quickly or not at all. The roof thing. Mark is holding Peter over the roof like I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
He
Again,
gets off and then he just
marijuana.
Goes, right. And then he
Yeah.
he jumps off him
Evil.
and he just goes, "I'm sorry, man." He just goes, "Don't worry about it. It's like, whoa, if my buddy just had me dangling over a roof, I at least would have thrown a what the hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, what the hell?
So we cool?
Right.
No.
Right. And then he's just like, I'm sorry, man. He's just like, don't worry about it.
I need to go home and change my shorts.
Right. You didn't take a swing at me, man. I was dangling over the balcony, over the roof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just like, never mind.
Like, my shirt could have ripped and I could have died.
Right. Like, the best thing, too, just, like, read the book, because there's so many deleted scenes. Like, the original script is not the final script. And there's, like, little things. Like, there was a scene they were going to do on the roof.
Yeah. Half of the movie.
All the males in the movie were going to, for some reason, find themselves on the roof, and they were going to have a water balloon fight. You know, like guys do.
As you do.
And then, and then the script note said, the mood changes to fast dancing.
What does that mean?
Again, the ups and downs.
What does that mean?
Downs.
Right? The mood changes to fast dancing, and the cue for the audio was to play a heavy metal. Play a heavy metal.
A heavy metal.
A heavy metal while the mood changes to fast dancing. And the payoff was going to be Tommy was going to show up on the roof, go, towel anyone? And then that was the end of the scene.
Now, you own the DVD.
I do.
We're going to watch it after this.
Okay. Because I went looking, because I heard there was a bunch of behind-the-scenes shit. I went looking, I couldn't really find any.
There's not a ton.
Okay, maybe the Blu-ray added shit.
See, the thing, did you watch The Disaster Artist yet?
No.
Okay, so this isn't a spoiler. The Disaster Artist, there was some guy walking around doing like the behind-the-scenes of this movie. Where is that film?
I watched, so I watched last night.
Tommy probably burned it.
Where is it?
I want to say it's on the Blu-ray, because when I was watching the commentary on Screen Junkies for the Honest Trailer, and they kept talking about all this behind. He's like, "Oh, I watched this and I watched this and all this behind-the-scenes shit."
Yep.
And he mentioned having the Blu-ray, so maybe it was one of those things that they added on.
Because I have like the first cut of the DVD.
Okay.
Like the first DVD.
When he was proud of it.
Right.
When he was proud of it, they should be honored just to have my dramatic feature.
Yeah, you got to see my ass. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
For about 87 minutes of my ass.
You ever wonder what your grandmother looked like naked from behind? There you go.
Oh, gross.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, man.
Gross.
Damn it.
Yeah.
There it is. It's everyone's grandma too. So don't.
It looks like runny eggs.
Yeah, your grandma.
But you know, in his head, he completely thought he was Mel Gibson in Lethal 2, walking away.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's a great shot. I'm gonna do that.
Well, this is how we sell movie, right? Lots of boobs,
Lots of sex,
my boot,
lots of torso fucking.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna put my dick so far up your thorax.
But he honestly thinks he honestly thinks that's how the human anatomy works, because the direction of the blowjob, she's here.
Oh, he's already started.
Her head is here, and he has already come.
Right, and he's right. And that's the other thing too. All right, make face like you're having sex. He's just like, whoa,
you know that, because that's
the same guy.
That's the same actor that fell in the trash.
Underwear.
He was having the most fun on the set. He's like, I am making fun of this motherfucker right to his face.
He's the only one that read the script, went to shoot, and was just like, wait a minute, you guys are taking this seriously?
He's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he pretty much
serious.
read it. He's like, oh, my buddies are so gonna laugh at my
right. Yeah.
It was his own
chocolate is
joke.
The international symbol of love.
His
chocolate isn't even a symbol,
and they really own
it's
that
a physical
shit too.
object.
It is.
And they were eating it so weird.
We have finally.
Her tits were not big enough to put them there.
And there's just little things like
it's like, oh, they put some chocolate on your chest plate. What the fuck?
Do you ever see that? You remember the birthday party though at the end, and then they pan over to get again to Goofy blowjob guy and Ally McBeal that gave the blowjob, right? And then just because it doesn't have to happen at all, they pan over some random guy that we've never seen before, nor will again. He's eating cake like a weirdo, and he goes, "Lisa looks hot." And then it's just like, why? Why is that the movie? Why? Like, why?
I know.
You know why? Because Johnny has to have the hottest chick that everybody wants to bang. Yeah. And apparently most are.
Right.
Yeah, and everybody is.
But he did not hit her.
He did not.
Okay, let's get into that. Because when I watched it, I was insistent that there was somebody on the roof he was talking to, because he's yelling it.
Right.
I did not hit, and he's having a conversation with someone. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Empty water bottle.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, he doesn't break cadence. He's having a conversation
Yeah, no,
with
he
somebody.
did not know Mark was there.
Exactly. He didn't know Mark was there, but he was having a conversation with somebody.
Also,
there's no way that was like inner dialogue, like when you get pissed off and you're trying to talk to yourself because your chick just fucking did something.
Right.
God damn it! You say that stuff almost muffled under your breath.
Right.
You're not looking straight
right.
at someone.
You're walking up a set of stairs after stairs after stairs with an empty water bottle, shouting about your personal problem.
And at no point does Mark just turn to him and go,
What
"You
the fuck
didn't
did you
hit
say?"
who?"
Right, or
again, what the fuck did you say?
the biggest thing is, Lisa makes up this lie,
Yep.
tells her mom, the mom doesn't buy it,
No.
Yep.
and then there's no scene at all where like someone comes up to Johnny and goes, "Johnny, did you hit Lisa?"
No.
Like there's
Nothing.
there's no point where we find out he knows this
There
thing.
is no
Right.
logical reason for him to know this
There's also-
information.
Right.
None.
There's also no payoff.
None.
We find
Again.
out, like,
Right.
she just wants
how about
to...
the baby? How about they're at the end of the movie?
Right.
Lisa never tells Johnny
Nope.
she's pregnant, and he just goes, "Guess what, everybody? We're expecting."
See, I
Right,
thought that.
well, so I thought that was him to get
Yes.
back at her.
I thought exactly. I thought it was him trying to get back at her until
Yeah.
she doesn't tell him.
She's
like buys into it.
Right,
and
she's
doesn't- and it's
with
like,
she's with Silk Shirt Steven, and he goes, "I feel like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb, waiting for it to go off." It's like, first of all, I don't care about you. You've been here for 3 minutes, and there's 5 left in the movie.
and she's playing off like she's not going to say who the father
father
is.
is.
Right. And I'm like, wait, there actually is
So there
a baby.
is a baby?
But no, there's not. But she goes, "There is no baby. I just said that." That's what it is. She
Yeah.
goes, "I just said that." So it's like,
Jesus
bitch, look, I know
Christ.
this guy might not have it all together, but in 6, 7, 8 months, he's going to start going like, baby. You know what I mean? Like, he's going
Right.
to, even
How
this
come your
guy.
tummy's not big?
Even
You're kind
this
of keeping
guy.
your shit a bit too together.
Yeah,
huh?
like Lisa, don't stop sucking it in, baby. You're beautiful. You know what I mean? Like even this guy knows probably enough about the basics of humanity to know that if you're pregnant, the baby either has to come out or
How
something
do the baby
happen.
work?
Right, exactly. Right, it's
Or
like,
something bad happened.
right. It's
Right.
just like, or this guy is such a space alien that he just thinks that Earth women just get pregnant and stay that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like, yeah, I'm pregnant. There's a baby in here, and it's going
It'll
to
come out.
Right, in 18 years, it's going to go to the little college I built in here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know what.
right.
Like, it's not.
Right.
And so, but yeah, and that's not even a thing. It's not even like this great thing where it's like she's pregnant, but is it Tommy's? Is it Mark's? We've seen her have sex with
Right.
both. No, there is no baby at
all.
Mark asks a very reasonable question. He goes, "Hey, is this baby mine?" She's like, "Of course not, you idiot." It's like, no, he can ask that. He can ask that question. You guys are sexually active, and now you're fictionally pregnant. But he doesn't know, so he can ask.
Right.
Meanwhile, Denny's over in the corner scrapping, be like, "I'll put a baby in you."
Well, the thing,
Yeah,
even,
right.
how weird's Denny? Remember when Denny walks in the room, looks out the curtain, and then just pops a squat on the floor? It's like, Denny, I liked you better when you were eating the apple like a serial killer.
Yeah,
again,
right.
He was the worst. Like out of all the bad character development, the fact that they actually gave Denny a backstory, it came way too fucking late.
Yeah,
Because,
it
like I
did.
said, when this opened up, I thought he was her son.
Yes.
and everything was
That
pointing
she had
to
when
that.
she was 9.
The weird. Well, again, we'll get
Again,
past
this is a low-budget
This is the
movie.
rule.
I know.
Casting aside,
I know.
But okay, so everything pointed to it. The tickle fight, the go do your homework, all that stuff.
All of it.
I'm like, okay, they're being parental. All of a sudden, he shows up. The very next scene he's in. Knock, knock, knock. I want to kiss you.
Yeah, can I kiss
What?
you?
I'm just kidding.
Right, I'm just kidding.
Mind you, I'm sitting there watching for the first time. Like, what the fuck kind of family is this?
Yeah.
And they still don't even explain his character
Right.
No.
until much later. Oh,
When we find out
And
that
we would have been off to a bad start if you were right, because the opening scene of the movie is him wanting to watch them bone.
Yes.
That's what he and he
again,
gets mad.
I was still gonna get past it.
Right, and he gets mad. He's like, "I just like to watch you." First of all, he said, "I'd like to watch you," meaning this kid's done
He's done it
this.
before.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "No, Danny, either A, not this time, or B, we didn't
Still not okay.
We didn't fucking know that, and I knew there were eyes coming from closet." You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But the thing is, it's like, even that, like, there's so many things about The Room
Right.
that I know what he's going for, but I can see where he missed. And then there are some things that I just don't understand. What was supposed to be the part where it's like, this kid that we fostered and nurtured and treat like a son wants to watch us have sex, but we playfully told him to leave, but he got really mad about it.
Yeah.
What were you going for?
right.
Like,
well, he also wants in on the sex. He
right?
wants in on Lisa.
Absolutely, he does. And it wouldn't have mattered to him at all if Tommy stuck around.
If that tickle fight broke out and it's like, okay, lift your arms, take your shirt off, he would have been awesome with
absolutely. He would have taken it in the rib cage too. I believe that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he would, and then there.
We can double team her rib cage. You take the right side, I'll take the left side.
Yeah, then you'll be glad. Her whole esophagus will be
but just
full
don't
of
kiss her
lunch
because that's weird.
Yeah, but don't kiss her. Also, make sure you cover her in rose petals. That way she rolls over and looks like she has moles.
Yep.
Yeah. So finally,
on that bed that was so sticky.
I know.
Finally,
and gross.
And then we just come on bed. You lay on it.
Yeah, right.
Superman that hoe.
And then he sets his alarm for 7:28.
Yes,
I'll be late if I set for 7:30. Yeah, I'll be late.
So finally, we
don't you know 7:28 is the time everyone walks across the room naked.
7:28 is when I have to get up, or I won't make it to bank on time.
So we finally reach the climax of this movie.
Yes, we do.
And Johnny and Lisa and Mark all come to a head. And
Denny watched.
And honestly, I thought it was going to end in a three-way. The way this movie was played out, there was so much uncomfortable sex in this movie. I was convinced. I'm like, this is one of those movies. He wrote it for himself, but he wanted to sell it to Cinemax. So there's definitely going to be a big old orgy at the end of this.
So they all start banging, and then Three's Company 2 starts playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like Claudette has breast cancer, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No response.
No response.
We're never going to mention it again. Don't worry.
Yeah, never
It's
again.
never going to come
Which
up.
probably plays into how pissed she is about Lisa lying the whole time.
Yeah.
So you know what? You sold my fucking cancer.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your problems.
I hope he did. I hope he punched you right in the eye.
This is another.
You deserved it, you greedy bitch.
This is another example
you
of
want
why
money and a house and fun?
This is why you don't have any friends, Lisa.
You get roses every day from the best customer.
You're in the competitive computer business, you idiot. This is the life you signed up for.
Yeah, this is another reason why. This is another reason why it's a stage play.
Yes.
Because we're led to believe that there's supposed to be some like really sad moment that brings everybody together, and
it's definitely a cautionary tale against women and friends.
Yeah, right.
Don't trust anyone.
But the breast
Seriously.
cancer, the breast cancer from the mother, she's supposed to die, and then that's how.
fuck her.
Yeah, no, but that's
or we're supposed to show that Lisa isn't compassionate. I guess
it's
because
one of
she's
those
like, your mother
two
has
things.
breast cancer. She's
Well,
like,
yes,
I don't care.
Women are horrible people based on this. Across the board.
Right.
But this is I
they're all
would like
bad.
to
They're
think
all
that
just horrible whores.
she's supposed to die, and then Lisa's supposed to realize that it's like, oh my god, I do love Johnny, and it's supposed to end happy. Or we get what we got, and Johnny murders himself with Chris R's gun.
Which is awesome. I love that he kept it. He got a nice little oak box for it.
Yeah.
Had it engraved, I believe. It says Chris R's gun on the side.
Yeah, it does. It does.
In masking tape because the prop department.
It's also insane.
Yeah, right.
It's also insane if that was supposed to be how he acquires the gun. Like, there's
No, it is. It's supposed to be. See, like, I can tell. And all joking aside,
that was the reason for that scene.
I can tell
that scene happens so that he can get the gun.
He can get the gun
to do it later.
Good for him on foreshadowing.
But all joking aside, with the exception of about 10%, so with no kidding, about 90% of the movie, I genuinely and I mean it, I know what he's going for. Right. And so what he was going for in that scene is, I brought this kid in. Either his parents were, he's some sort of an orphan. I not only brought him in, gave him a place to live, I paid for his college education. This kid went from having no future to having a great family life, but he still turned to drugs. And he turned to drugs and he let me down and he got in trouble anyway. And then even this kid that he saved wound up leading to the gun that took his life because Johnny's the best guy in the world. But everyone, even Denny, who didn't mean to, betrayed him.
You know what would have been just the
That's
one.
got to be what we tried to do.
The one wrinkle in that would have made perfect sense if Mark shot Johnny. The fact that the gun, he killed himself.
Yeah, the fact that he kills himself.
Like, if Mark shot Johnny with Chris's gun.
Right.
Perfect.
But if Denny had never done drugs, Chris R. wouldn't have showed up on the roof, and then Johnny wouldn't have a gun.
The amount of people that show up on that roof, I'm pretty sure would have been there.
Oh, I know. Right. And Claudette,
with a football.
Claudette could have shot him with her breast cancer. I understand. It's
because that's how cancer work.
Right, you have breast cancer, and then Lisa's like, I don't care. And then her mom's like, competitor, the competitive computer business.
It's terrible.
She goes, I was talking, like, somebody called me and gave me bad news. And she goes, at least you got a call. You're right. The computer business business is way too competitive. The computer business?
Are you building computers?
Right.
Oh.
And also
design
the computer
websites?
business got so competitive you lost all your friends?
Yeah.
Lisa, you just suck.
Yeah, you're just
Jesus,
awful.
this was 2003. Wait till social media.
Right,
I'm glad you saved everybody in that bus accident, so we all owe you one, or we wouldn't even hang out.
How do we not have that? How do we not have a fake Johnny or a fake Lisa Twitter account?
I don't
like
know.
they're just chronicling whatever the fuck.
Right, in character.
In character.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
because we
Johnny's
can have
dead.
it for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Johnny's dead.
So's Blockbuster. They have one.
I know.
Yeah, right.
The real shame of it is because Mark, the character Greg at the book reading, was saying that he seriously considered exploring a sequel, but even he could understand that it's like, you shot the guy in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even Tommy was like, all right. Because that's the biggest sin of that, is that we never got the sequel.
We never got a series of films.
Right, we never got the sequel. where Johnny's trying to get over it.
The Johnny and Lisa saga.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
Lisa can cheat on Mark this time.
And
Episode 9, Denny's Revenge.
and so that was The Room.
Jesus Christ.
The best movie ever made.
Yeah.
Because other films don't provoke this in you.
No.
They don't
Nope.
provoke this kind of question asking, passion, laughter, tears, confusion. Right? Movies are supposed to make you think and feel. Nothing makes you think and feel the way this one does.
No.
It's the best movie ever made.
No, they're not supposed to make you think. They are supposed to make you think and feel. Not like this. I asked 3 questions in every scene.
Yep.
And that's not what you're not
Because
supposed to
you
be,
care.
You're not supposed to be asking the movie
Right?
what the fuck is
But you
happening.
wouldn't sit there in the Emoji Movie and ask questions.
No.
You just sit there and say, this is bad.
You
The
know-
Room, you have questions.
You say that, but I was in the theater for the Emoji Movie,
Oh,
openly,
that was you?
openly screaming, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah, right? Yeah. It was...
Wasn't my fault. And
How
they
drunk
couldn't.
were you?
Oh, very.
Well, to be fair, he was
got a
alone.
Tony C's right down from
He
the
was
theater.
alone.
Yeah,
he was
right.
alone in the theater.
Well,
so it doesn't matter how he
I know
behaved.
him well enough. I know him well enough that he was at a bar for Wicked Bites,
Yeah.
got way too drunk, and was like, "I can't drive. I'm gonna go see a movie."
Yeah.
And the closest movie was the Emoji Movie.
I've done that before. I went to the Outback Steakhouse in Randolph with my friends, got plastered, and then I was like, well, the Randolph movie theater's next door.
Right.
Just sat through crap. And just
What was the movie?
It might have been the movie Envy, where Jack Black had a machine that could turn dog poop invisible.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I remember just watching it was bad. I just remember
it
being
turned
like,
it invisible. It didn't get rid of
You would
it.
have been
Right.
better just sleeping in your car.
that was right. You're right. That was the conflict of the movie. Was like Ben Stiller was like, "There's no way this works," and then Jack Black's like, "It does. Do you see the poop?" And then eventually people were like, "It's not gone. It's invisible. There's poop everywhere." And then a company went, "We have to make this.
So I
we
feel-
have to. We have to."
That's insane.
It's
We're
funny
gonna do
'cause-
it on this show.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to envy.
I think it's
have
called
to do-
Envy.
We'll have to do Envy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the way me screaming in the theater brought back how I justified the thought process of this movie, and it was a fever dream from Patrick Bateman.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was in the theater watching American Psycho, I had a great time. I thought it was a comedy. I was laughing my balls off. I was alone in the back of the theater, and there was a lot of people up in the middle of the theater that kept just kind of being like, why is he... wow, he just cut that woman up. Why is that man back there giggling so much?
He's so obsessed
I
with
enjoyed
business cards.
every part of it. Every part of it. But yeah, I mean, if you
That's
think
a
of it
fever
that
dream.
way...
That movie is insane. We should.
I don't know if any of that movie
American
actually
Psycho's
happened.
top 5
No,
for me.
so there's.
I love that
Absolute
movie.
top
I'm just
5.
not sure if anything in that movie is supposed to actually happen.
I-
Did he
or-
chop up those pieces?
Or
those women?
or was everything so about being high powered and like part of it? I that movie's fascinating in a very different way.
That's one
Oh
we're
my
going to have
God.
to dissect.
Is that a watermark?
And also because I actually listened to the audiobook.
Okay.
I figure, okay, I love the movie. I've never read the book, but a lot of commuting back and forth, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook.
Right.
Little did I know it's 16 and a half hours long. So I sat and
Jesus.
listened to Pablo Schreiber read.
Yeah.
And he was doing voices and stuff
Yep.
like that. But holy shit, is that a tedious book.
Oh, I could imagine.
Because the book, now...
It's very material and part of like...
No, it's very detail-oriented. Like, he describes in the book the thread used for every suit, and not only every suit that Patrick wears, but every suit in the fucking room.
There's also something to be said about like hearing about a certain scene and seeing a lady running down a staircase and him dropping a chainsaw at the perfect time. You know what I mean? That's something you gotta see.
I will say this: there are some things in that book that I would have loved to see them try to get away with.
Okay.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about Fight Club.
Especially
the
involving,
dialogue.
Rats. Yeah.
Okay.
Like when we dissect the movie, I'll explain the rats.
Like, one of my favorite movies is Fight Club, and the dialogue in the book is so much raunch, is so much more pervert. Like the scene where he's having sex with
Helen Baumgartner.
Marla Singer or whatever her name is.
This line, yes.
And they're laying, and they just had done having sex. And in the movie, she said, "I haven't had sex like that since grade school." And in the book, she says, "I want you to have all my abortions."
They actually filmed it. There's a deleted scene on the DVD of that actual line, and they talk about it in that. Like, we couldn't. The studio wouldn't allow it, so they had to rewrite that line
because Marla's supposed to be basically like repugnant.
Yes,
you know what I mean. I love that movie so much.
Like that since grade school. It's still a great fucking line.
Right. That was the happy medium that we met with the film company.
Right.
Maybe that's why they were like, "Well, is she allowed to say I want you to have all my abortions?" It's like, of course she's fucking not. What else do you have? And it's like, well, this is the line we actually thought you'd go with. Now it doesn't seem so bad, does it?
Yeah, right.
So that was The Room.
That was The Room. So did you
Best movie ever made.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Did I?
Because it's better. It's way better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
It's also something that I mean this. You have to watch it multiple times. You
No,
have to watch
I agree
The Room
with that.
again.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable to the fact that it was definitely fun to live tweet it.
Right.
That much. Like, it was one of those types of movies that it was so bizarre.
Yep.
That there's so much there's so much unpacking to do in every single scene. They're like, I have to share these thoughts with the world.
Right.
You know?
But you can't keep up.
But you
have
can't
to
just sit there and watch it. Oh, I paused
You
quite a few
have to
times.
because you have to just kind of sit there at some points and just be like, "What?"
Yeah. Right.
Like I said,
What?
the three questions: what the fuck is happening? Who the fuck are you? And what the fuck did he say in every single
scene?
The barbecue chicken is delicious rice.
Delicious rice.
Right. So the good thing is that Friday,
You can't even misinterpret that.
Friday, January 19th, is the midnight showing for The Room at the Coolidge. We can't go on Wednesday because Wednesday at 8 o'clock, you should be tuned in here live on Twitch or on newageinsiders.com listening to the New Age Insiders.
If you've never done a midnight room,
But it is showing nationwide.
But it is
Wednesday at 8.
Wednesday at 8 for Fathom Events. So check Fathom Events. But the next time that we would be able to go see it is Friday, January 19th at the Coolidge Corner Movie Theater.
I am going to be in Montreal.
I've done it before.
Let's go.
I'm in Montreal.
Oh, you're in Montreal?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I have done it at least twice. I think I've done the book reading and 2 room screenings. I think that sounds right. It is a blast. It is like any other movie, nothing like any other movie going experience you've ever had. The audience knows what they're there for. They know what to do. And you will just walk out of there having the most fun you've ever had at a movie, period. And you get to huck plastic spoons at a movie screen.
I don't know. I mean, I saw 2 Magentas dry humping at Rocky Horror.
Well,
that was pretty good.
Rocky Horror, but Rocky Horror is a great movie to bring up because the cult following and the midnight release thing.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, you can't necessarily get away with going to the room and wearing pantyhose because, come on, it's it's not the same thing as it is with Rocky Horror. Where basically it's like an excuse for guys to dress up in drag and be like, the movie. It's like this is for you. You know what I mean? But
it depends on the detail.
Right? Yeah. Right. Exactly. This is I'm a gal. You're not a gal.
You own those fucking shoes. You didn't just borrow them.
I'm a gal. You're not a gal. But the room is the most fun you can possibly have. Everybody knows what they're doing there, and the best part is, I was not there for one, but Tommy Wiseau sees these midnight releases and just goes to them randomly.
That I have heard.
And throughout the country. Now, I wasn't there, but I saw pictures, and they were talking about it to prove it. Tommy has done the midnight at the Coolidge.
Oh, okay.
He has shown up. He'll toss a football with you in line.
And it's obviously not promoted.
No,
he'll just show up.
It's the whole thing is that he picks one and he goes, and he's done it at the Coolidge before. You never know.
I will say this though, it wouldn't like if I had gone for my first time watching it, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it because I would have missed so much. It was kind of like the time I went to a midnight of Rocky Horror, I had seen the movie many times.
Right.
I got all of it. I knew the dialogue in my head. But if I was watching this for the first time and people were throwing spoons, I would have been like, can you cut that shit? I'm trying to listen to this garbage.
There's a lot of yelling. I mean, like he's gonna walk in and go, the music, and everybody goes, what music? The candles, what candles? The sexy dress, what sexy dress? There's a whole thing. This is not the place to go watch it for the first time.
Yeah, because that's what happened to me.
I went to some smooth R&B. He let
but just it's little things though. It's little things. It's like he goes. It's little things where he goes. It's what's up with the candles? It's like why didn't anybody in continuity go? There are no candles. Yeah. Like, why didn't anybody on set go, he just said, what's up with the candles?
Because the audio guy got it. We're moving on.
There are no candles. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't we do that? You know what I mean?
So
why are you like, the candle? What candles? There are no candles.
The funny thing is, it would have been
little stuff.
They had shots of candles. I mean, they fucking copied and pasted a sex scene. They couldn't just copy and paste B-roll of candles over it.
I know. I know. Or just like look at the script and go, the only thing we really need for her to do is she needs to be in a sexy dress and have to be candles. The music we can put in after. Right. The music's easy, but the music's the only part that's even like close to actually being in there.
Right, because
even that's
you are my rose.
You are my rose. You are my rose. Right, Bill?
You are my rose. You are my rose.
But yeah, we're gonna have to go see this at some point. We're gonna watch it after this. Yeah. So now what are we? Is that it for this? Are we gonna do the Golden Globes?
How long was that, Bill?
How long are we at?
How long are we running on this?
About an hour and a half.
You know what?
We'll save it.
Follow all of us on Twitter, and I guarantee at least I will be drunk live tweeting throughout the Golden Globes.
Yeah, right.
It's one of those things that I feel once the show kind of gets a little bit more steam behind it, we're going to have to find like a Laugh Boston type place and do a live of the Golden Globes.
Here's the
thing.
The room. Wait,
or the room.
Well, we could probably
one would probably cost more than the other.
We could probably definitely do the room. Let me get back to you on that one. But
call Tommy and get him there.
Do you not think that Norm would do that? He would.
Do it.
So we'll
for the right price tag, Tommy would probably show up.
We'll make that happen. Yeah. But Laugh Boston is also live streaming.
15 biscuits, a hooker, and some cocaine.
Yeah, right.
Laugh Boston.
I need sugar and butter right the fuck now.
That is no type of currency.
Laugh Boston is doing the SAG Awards. They're live streaming this. They're the viewing party for the New England chapter of the Screen Actors Guild.
I get the viewing party, but the problem with the viewing parties is people tend to take that shit seriously because, actors and bullshit.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you have the big screen behind us. We're sitting on the fucking stage doing our commentary over the fucking thing because remember that's kind of what stemmed this whole thing.
That is.
Last year's Golden Globes, I was shit-faced tweeting, and I sent you a text. I'm like, we should do a fucking movie show.
Yeah, that's right. That is how this happened.
That's exactly how it happened.
That is how this happened. When is January? Oh, that's tomorrow.
When the Oscars?
The Oscars are in late
March.
February, early March.
Yeah. There we go. Set it up.
So we'll do it then.
We'll do it then. My calendar's kind of clear.
Yeah, great. So is mine.
Kind of.
But to be fair, just and to talk about the Golden Globes,
a little bit.
This movie didn't win one.
The Disaster Artist is up for Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
It is.
And James Franco is up for Best Actor. Playing Tommy Wiseau.
It's the Academy Award though. I need this movie to win something. I don't care if it's cinematography.
Right. That's fine.
Here's the thing.
And
I got the list, and the best performance by an actor. I love how they word this shit.
Yeah.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy.
Right.
Who James Franco for the Disaster Artist is up against is Steve Carell for Battle of the Sexes. I don't like dramatic Steve Carell, so fuck him.
Yeah.
And Ansel Elgort from Baby Driver. Is that the kid?
Yeah, that's the kid.
Okay. I was a fan of the first 10 minutes of Baby Driver, and then it became repetitive.
Well, it's a music video. The
Here's
movie is
why
very
you
good.
should have hope. Actors love to give awards to things about actors and movies.
Oh, absolutely.
The Birdman, from what I understand, had no business winning Best Picture, but it's a movie about a movie, so we got to do it.
Here is the greatest example of that. Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for doing blackface in Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Because we celebrate actors and movies.
So Hugh Jackman, Greatest Showman, and then Daniel, that's a terrible name for Get Out. I mean, out of that list, you have to go with Franco.
So the only other person,
the Get Out guy wins.
The Get Out guy might win.
It depends on which, because isn't Get Out nominated for comedy?
It is. It is.
Why?
Isn't it a horror movie?
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller.
That's kind of like when The Martian got nominated for comedy. I'm like, what
It's because it's because the Golden Globes are stupid. The Golden Globes are stupid and divide because the movie, the best picture, the real best pictures are in the drama category. And then these are the other good fun movies. And so you can't have two best pictures. Put them all as one. It's really stupid, but the issue is that in the Golden Globes, The Disaster Artist is going up against Get Out, and Get Out was so good.
Now, do you believe it's one of those things where whichever one wins the best picture, the other actor wins the category?
Maybe.
Because the
Golden Globes are fan votes. So it's not.
No. There's the Golden Globes aren't fan.
You don't vote on it by tweeting?
No, the Golden Globes. I think the point of the Golden Globe, I thought the whole appeal was that you were chosen by the fans, not a panel.
No.
It's the foreign press.
Yeah,
it's the foreign press.
Yeah.
That's what
they're the People's Choice Awards.
Yes, I think that's what you're thinking of.
The one hosted by The Rock.
I thought the Golden Globes is also it's not just a panel.
No, that's why they're always the first thing they always thank is the foreign press.
Yeah,
it's not even the current. The domestic press.
Yeah, it's the foreign press, and then the Academy Award is obviously the Academy.
Right. I need this to win.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
something from the Academy.
It's going up against. No, I don't think either one of those is going to win. Best motion picture musical comedy.
Lady Bird's in here.
Lady Bird is going to sweep the fuck out of these awards.
Yeah.
The other one in there, I, Tonya, I really hope that one gets at least something.
I really want to see
We have it on DVD upstairs.
I really want to see
The Greatest Showman again, which it looks like the trailer looks terrible.
Yeah, but
it looks like a Baz Luhrmann acid trip.
But movie people love singing, dancing Hugh Jackman.
God.
Yeah,
and then Get Out in the Disaster. Yeah, Lady Bird is taking
Lady
that one.
Bird is. And you know what's also up? Just looking at this, and I know that Jason loves this movie, so I wanted to bring attention to it. Best Motion Picture Animated, The Boss Baby.
No!
The Boss Baby.
No!
The Boss Baby.
I'm not watching nominated. Boss Baby. I'm not watching Alec Baldwin be a mafioso crime lord toddler.
Yeah.
I will not do it.
Yep.
I won't.
He makes you crap in his pants
but no,
while he craps in his pants.
But it's got to be the Academy Award because Tommy Wiseau paid out of pocket to keep the movie in theaters long enough to qualify for an Academy Award. And if by the transitive property, the movie about his movie can win an Academy Award, that has to happen.
Yeah, he did.
This is the only chance we have.
This
is the only chance we have.
Here's the thing. It can't win Best Picture.
No,
because Best Picture goes on last and gets the shortest amount of time. But if Franco wins, he brings him up.
See, I don't even care. But I don't even care if it's a Dark Knight thing where we only got Best Supporting Actor out of it, but it's an Academy Award-winning movie.
It has to be Franco though.
Yeah,
because the other ones won't bring him up.
I agree. It's just.
He's just that weird.
I don't care if this wins Best Score or you know what I mean. It just has to have an Academy Award attached to it. Like the Dark Knight didn't win.
So
Best
you're not
Picture.
even hoping for a Tommy Wiseau speech. You're just hoping that some gratification.
You just want to say that a movie based on The Room.
You just want his money justified.
Something with The Room's thumbprint on it won a flippin' Academy Award. Yeah. That's what I want because it's 15 years in the making.
It is.
That's the thing. The movie that had no business being a movie at all is inspired an Academy Award-winning picture. You have to do that.
I mean, Coco has to win animated, right?
I've heard it's great.
Yeah,
I mean, you got Boss Baby, Breadwinner, Ferdinand, and
it's not even fucking Boss Baby.
There's no goddamn way you give a John Cena animated movie
that's been tanking.
Award.
Yeah, well, it got destroyed in theaters. Coco would have to beat Ferdinand just on precedent.
Yeah. But it's definitely going to be Coco. I've heard nothing but
funny thing
this movie made me ugly cry.
Now
I heard that Coco was the same as Up, where people really didn't have high hopes and then they were blown away.
Right? Yeah, well, I've heard nothing but I went to see Coco. I thought it was going to be cute, and I ended open mouth crying.
Yeah, I said that.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one.
My friend Alice and her girlfriend went and saw it, and they both loved it. It was the same night we went to Star Wars and they went to Coco, and they both said that it was just they loved it.
Yeah, I loved Star Wars.
Yeah, really.
Star Wars. We
Coco?
talked about that.
But it'll be on Netflix in like a month.
Yeah,
Coco.
Well, it'll be on the Disney streaming service whenever that happens.
True.
Yeah, but Moana was up on Netflix very fast.
Yes.
Yeah, and so was Beauty and the Beast.
Well, that's just it. I think Netflix, because they're running out that contract on Disney, so they're just grabbing the new Pirates went up there.
Yeah,
like that.
Very quickly.
Moana was up really quick, and they just added a shitload. Like Beauty and the Beast just went up there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they're going to keep
basically everything but the animated.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think everything except for The Last Jedi is going to probably hit Netflix before the contract runs out.
It could very well be. And Disney's smart because Like, I don't even necessarily want to give another streaming service $10 a month, but I will for them.
They're going to own them all.
Yeah. Well, that way if
better if Disney bought Netflix. That'd be a lot easier.
Well, they tried to.
Did they really?
Yeah, last year they tried to.
Who bought them? Amazon? Somebody just purchased Netflix.
I don't know.
No, someone just purchased Hulu.
Hulu.
I thought Amazon.
Well,
Disney
owns
purchased
Hulu.
There was a rumor that Apple was going to try to buy Netflix.
That's it. That's what it was.
But they didn't?
They didn't.
'Cause I thought they had been sold.
You can imagine what Netflix is asking. That they've had Disney and Apple say, "Nah, fuck that."
Well, you got to look at it like this. How many people worldwide do you think have Netflix? 50 million?
A shitload, yeah.
50 million?
One or two at least.
Right, 50 million times 50 million times $10, right? 50 million times.
Actually, they just jacked me up to 11.
So what is it? They're jacking everybody up.
So what is it? $500 million a month?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. How much do I want? Like I'm gonna start with like 3 commas, and then we'll come back and see what's going on.
It would absolutely be in the billions,
right?
But you gotta now that 2 huge companies have turned it down. How many billions?
Well,
are they actually asking?
The average
it has to be an unreasonable.
Well, the
amount.
average company asked 3 to 5 times sales,
especially because Disney was trying to get into the business. Well, here's the thing, and they were like, "Fuck that, we're going to make our own and buy Fox."
Well, here's the thing: if you're an average company,
because that was the cheaper option.
Right, but if Fox was a cheaper option.
But if you're the average company and you ask 3 to 5 times sales, and they're probably generating about $10 billion a year, then they probably said, "I want at least $25 to $50 billion." And Disney went, "That's a big check." Even Disney went, "Wow, that's a big check."
Well, especially Fox for what, 46,
right? Well,
$46 billion for Fox.
Yep.
Right, and I just think that that's more valuable because they control the content.
I'd rather get the X-Men than the Punisher.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Well, and they already have the Punisher because they have the studio that's making the Punisher. So it's what we're gonna find in.
And I don't want Disney making Orange is the New Black.
No, but what we're gonna find in the next few years, when we're gonna find in the next few years,
more lesbian stuff now.
It's a
with this streaming wars, is that content is going to be king. The people that actually control the content on these streaming platforms are the people that are going to end up winning the streaming wars.
See, that would be the best thing if Disney bought Netflix and they made Orange is the New Black, then they start locking up like Ursula.
Well, the chick from Brave would run the whole thing.
Sure. Maleficent is the new main character this season.
They all just got dreadlocks and shit, just kicking ass, naked as fuck.
Right. What did you do? Poison apple.
Boy, my childhood has now gotten real weird.
Jesus.
Jasmine and Ariel. That's who I would want to see bunk
Those
up.
you two?
Yep.
Sure. That's definitely a show for a different day.
So we have pictures of that meet and greet, right?
Yeah, right. Yes, we do.
Just that weird distant stare as he's in line, like, God, fucking look at that tail. Oh my
smells like curry and fish.
All right. That is going to do it.
Well, good mixture.
We're done on
mixture.
that.
Bill, hit the music.
Yeah, hit the music.
Yeah. Take us out there.
The barbecue chicken was delicious.
You are my rose. You are my rose.
You are my rose. You are my.
So this went off the rails. Thank you very much.
Yes, it did.
Oh man,
in the best way possible.
In the absolute best way.
I am going to go violate the wellness policy and watch The Room.
So we'll join you in a little bit.
Enough. Why did my brain just go sexual assault on that one?
That's all you.
You know, that's just where my
I said
head's
violate
at
the
right
wellness policy.
Yeah,
not the office code of conduct.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. Although,
I didn't break anything in the handbook. All right.
Yeah, you had to sign that.
I'm sorry.
You had to sign that and everything. Thank you very much for tuning in live to that movie show here on NAI Pop.
Yes.
For the first time, we were on Twitch.
Yeah.
We were on Twitch because that's a fun thing.
So we were on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
And YouTube, I believe.
God, your internet works so great here.
It's so much better than the studio.
It really was.
Do you know who the first performer to work on Twitch was?
Who?
Michael J. Fox.
Good job. Good job. So thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to be here. You can follow us on all of the social media that's right there on the bottom of the screen here.
Please do.
At Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI. You can follow the gentleman who joined us halfway through.
I didn't even get an intro.
He didn't even get an intro. At Jason Molotov of at New Age Insiders.
Yay!
He showed up because it's his favorite thing.
It's the best movie. I heard it at the top of the stairs. I was like, holy shit.
They're doing it. I got to come down.
How we had known we would have got your camera?
Oh my God, it's all right. This was good enough for me.
Our new producer for that movie show.
Bill bringing the music. I dig it.
Bill Neville at Bill Neville NAI.
And taking everything out of my hands, which is even better.
Yeah, which is even better. You can also follow the main New Age Pop account at New Age Pop, which is all there. You can find us on Twitch at New Age Pop. You can find us
where you just watch this.
YouTube at New Age Insiders.
Where you watch this.
You can watch this on Facebook at That Movie Show, where you watch this.
Yeah.
This is all for the audio listeners.
What we're saying is, if you're listening to this on demand, we appreciate it, but you got to join us live for fun and shenanigans.
Yeah, we had a bunch of people coming in on all the chats, monitoring, saying stuff. So
my ADD would not be able to approve that.
Yeah, I know. Share it, like it.
Please do.
Rate it, comment it on iTunes. Do all that fun stuff. It goes a long way.
Join us on Twitter tomorrow for the Golden Globes, because I will be drinking.
Join us on...
Yay!
Yes, join us on Twitter for the Golden Globes, because that's going to be fun. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Many deleted tweets Monday morning after those fucking shows. Wow. There was one I'll tell you off air.
All right. So, thank you very much. Do you have anything you want to say before we get on out of here?
No.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You are my rose.
You are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose.